Hello.
I mean, I'm fine to go. Don't worry.
Okay.
As I'm consenting.
Hello! Welcome. That's the perfect way to start this recording. I'm gay. I don't know what I'm doing. I just felt like to say something random. Anyways, season 2. This is what we're here for. Last I checked. Hi, audience. I'm chaotic today, more than usual, which is gonna work within the next and soon. I'm not gonna say what, because it might not exist in the future. But today we're here to talk about season 2 of the Cage Saga, which is the reveal of what these seasons of Within an Evil Cage is going to be called. For all those out there who want the exclusive, season 2 is being called Shattering the Evil Cage. Why? Because they are finally leaving Greece. They get to travel the world, maybe except America because of the premonition that Sam got that he would die 5 years later in America if he returned home.
I believe we established Sam is not allowed to go back to America.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have
One
to
of
go
your
back at
books
some
are
point.
actually in America.
We have to go back.
What a coincidence!
Shit.
It's almost like I planned that back in season 1.
How dare you?
Yes. So, our
Everyone
wonderful
can just-
players returning. Anara returning to play Sam once again. 5 years older, with now a kid, and maybe a little tired of being a dad. Oh, I love you.
Well, that's quite the assumption.
We'll get into that later. And Charlotte, who is still questioning, am I ready to settle down?
I mean,
It's
I'd
also
say
too
too
late
late.
for that.
And
I don't know, I
Annabelle.
could run.
Yeah, you could run. 5 years of marriage.
Sam is a single dad of a small child. You know what? He would do his best. Damn it.
And
Oh, no, I
Annabelle
did that.
finally got the library that they've wanted since season 1.
Yep. And more ravens than ever.
Oh yeah, let me roll that. Let's see how many ravens you have at the start of season 2. Why not start this off with
I
a
love
nice
that.
roll?
Yeah,
the
birds reproduce faster than humans, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So. Oh, not bad. So not including. I'm assuming you're gonna keep the ravens a wild. The ones you keep. It's more of like a. Okay. So
Of course I'm keeping them. As long as it takes for them to bond with someone.
So right now at the start of season 2, not including Pearl, Mistress Crow, and there are 5 chicks, which would be adult at this point. You have 13 ravens currently under your care.
How many? What's that?
13. 1, 3.
Oh,
So 20. Total.
In total 20.
Okay,
And that's not
good thing we
including
have
your servant. So technically 21.
21.
oh my god.
Oh, no, hold on.
Good thing we did decide to make that greenhouse into a raven sanctuary.
And within the 5 years, you gained 4 more servants for people trying to fuck with you.
So
And 4
So in
more.
total, 25 ravens that live with you guys on your property.
So 25 total.
Okay, that's too many.
Good news, guys.
Too many.
No rodents.
Oh,
No
Yeah,
oh
rodents!
my god.
Frogs either.
Yeah, you
Guys,
guys.
Or bugs, yeah.
We aren't that house people talk about. That ominous, the creepy, weird house no one likes to talk about. That's us.
Annabelle decorates for Halloween. It's fine.
Because apparently for some reason there's a murder of ravens.
I would like to
Around that
mention
house
I
at
rolled
all
a
times.
D100 for your raven total, and I rolled a 13. It could have been worse.
That was a decision that you made.
Yeah, I kind of want to question decision to roll a d100 for that. Right?
Ready?
Oh,
Your book the Raven, which means that the entire season 1, all your powers came from ravens, which means you eventually have a cult following of ravens that allows you to cast your spells because of that book. Yes, you eventually changed out of it, but ravens can sometimes be creatures of habit. Secondly, Poe and Mistress Crow have been gonna get done in the nest, if you get my drift.
Apparently.
And 2, you forget who Charlotte's patron is, which is called the Raven Queen for a reason.
oh, yeah.
So now we have a lot of ravens
Though
that
you've
are gonna
had
stay here until they bond with somebody.
yeah, it does fluctuate here and there. Sometimes they leave for a couple months, but like if they have trouble finding food, they will always come back. Like
They're
your
always
Raven
welcome.
Sanctuary has come. It's been known for the ravens around the area, as if you're having trouble, they can find something there with you.
Who's breeding the rats to feed them all?
You guys forgot you have the spotted frog tongue population breeding for your
The
spells.
frauded spogs.
Yeah,
Of course, the
that's-
frauded spogs.
Spogs, it's fine.
But I believe we moved them from the greenhouse to a safer place for them because we
Yeah.
still want to breed them for spells.
Yeah.
And if we left them in the greenhouse, they would have been extinct by now.
Okay,
We should level
so
the definitely cursed haunted house and put up a second larger greenhouse at a
But
distance
don't
from the
worry,
main
I'm
house.
just probably going to the raw meat place and buying shit tons of meat every week. And eyeballs in another store.
You're that lady. You definitely have a reputation.
And I
so
don't mind it.
your spotted frog tongue breeding.
Mhm.
At the start of season 2, you will have a total of 24 in your breeding location.
And
That
this
is
exactly
because
why we don't keep them in the same place as ravens.
I am going to word it this way. Traditionally, if you were not, well, feeding all those ravens can be expensive, and a frog can have a couple hundred tadpoles. If you put 2 and 2 together, it's beneficially, if you have an overpopulation of frogs, to just feed them to the ravens.
I mean, yeah, every time we get too many frogs, we feed them to the crows, of course, to ravens, of course, but we still need to have some population of those frogs, so
Yeah,
we keep them separately from the ravens.
I'll say on average, this past 5 years, you haven't really needed magic, but knowing Annabelle teaching Fae magic, you've probably used a couple. I would say you keep at least 10 on hand, usually after the 15-20 mark. That's when those excess supplies goes to the ravens.
Yep. Just to make sure that we always have some.
Yes,
I prefer to keep them separate instead of trying to explain to the ravens why they shouldn't eat some of the frogs.
yeah,
That
only
might go well.
only 7 of them you can actually communicate to and would listen
Exactly.
to you. So, the house after the library after 5 years is considered 83% complete. You just have like one floor that's really not done yet. But it's there. It's just waiting
It
for you
has
to
a
do
spiral
something
staircase,
with it.
that's all we need.
Yeah. A spiral
So, like,
staircase that goes to nothing.
The
That's probably
mother-in-law
where it's been
suite,
unpunished.
like the separate building that Sam is setting up as his office. He's doing all of that work himself against
Yes.
everyone else's better judgment. There's like a mental image I want everyone to have of Sam in like a white tank top, like on the roof, like putting shingles on himself, and it's probably not a good idea, but he is doing a great job, and it's gonna be fine.
So, Sam, I would like you to know
Like, this is
moving
actual
to
footage.
to another country means you have to redo all of your PI certification.
That's fine. He's
Which-
like he's got he's got like a tape recorder that's sitting on the roof with him that's like playing, like readiness materials for the test while he's or Annabelle gave him a spell that reads his law books to him while he's working on his roof.
So,
We
so what
pay
you're
people. You
what
could be
you're telling
studying
me
right now.
is two things. Oh, go ahead and finish.
No, let
Sarah.
her rant. This is good. This is
Rant,
what people are here
please.
for.
Literally, we are paying people to fix this entire property. Not only do you decide you're going to do this yourself, I don't know why we don't need to save the money. You have an actual thing to be studying for your real job. Why? Why are you like this?
Probably exactly why.
He's like, I just want to do something myself with my own hands.
God.
Then make a
And
garden.
he's got like a killer tan, like a killer tank top tan. It's super like he takes his shirt off and it's just like white and then red.
If you said that to Kayla, Charlotte, not Kayla, you would just see a little tiny version. I'm gonna make Jebediah the sassy one. No, yeah, that just goes. I thought you guys had kids. Didn't you
the
make
new
that
Ravens
with
talk
Reggie?
too? The new Ravens talk too?
Some of them.
Only one of them does. With two of them, I believe. Poe Jr. and Jebediah got their father's speaking ability.
So Sam goes, well, no, actually, I didn't really use my hands for that, but thanks.
So
Goodbye.
my only thought process is
win.
not only did you
Charlotte
get a
gets
radio, but you had to pay someone to record your law books to put it on a cassette
No.
tape.
Like I said, I bet Annabelle has a spell that she magically finds conveniently at just the right second that will just or he can train one of the ravens to read to him.
With the magic books I have, I might not have a spell that works like that.
Nah, you don't have the right book yet.
They are more on the wild side. Wild side doesn't exactly do audiobooks.
No. You pick. You either study for your to continue the job you want to have, or you are working on this project that literally we could just build a tool shed. You could sit there and make things with your own hands that way.
Well,
We could even make you basically entire freaking building for you to do any craft project you want.
He's like, well, I can't practice until I have the building up anyway, so
we have other buildings, that's for one.
I can't bring clients into the Raven Loft, okay?
Okay, great, but now you're not practicing yet, now you need to study, and before you finish studying, somebody else might be able to finish the building. Like, contractors who get paid for doing that.
He just hammers harder and louder.
So
Sam does not often say, like, he is usually very reasonable and makes compromises, but this is his thing. He wants to build his own building. And he's really not building it, he's renovating it. What could go wrong?
I wish to ask one question. While you're at work, would Charlie be like, text the contract, like, he's at work, can you reinforce his work so he doesn't die in the house?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he's doing a great job.
Well, that's what I'm gonna roll for now.
And also, sorry, it's not that Charlotte doesn't trust that Sam is doing a good job. It's just she wants to make sure it's the best job.
So the first roll is what Sam is doing himself, his progress, his craftsmanship. Actually, Sam's doing pretty well with the 14.
Okay.
Good.
You calling the contractors to fix it. The contractors cannot do better than what Sam is doing. The contractors rolled a 37.
They're like, ma'am, we think he knows what he's doing. We'll try and do a little bit extra when he's not looking, just so it gets done faster.
They'll add like a bit of cock, like some places where like maybe you didn't line something up just right, like cock. Fuck you. You know what I meant.
I don't, but that might be because English is my second language.
Caulk, of course, is the word.
Oh,
Caulk.
okay.
Yeah, caulk, of
Uh-huh.
course, is the word that our
Yes.
keeper was saying repeatedly.
As I said,
Maybe
English
like
is a second language.
You're very good at it.
you are.
Trying.
Maybe add a couple nails here. Maybe thought like maybe your glass choice wasn't the best, so went behind you with Charlotte's, approval to like go from like a light stained glass to like a lightly colored glass. And Charlotte's like, "What's the fuck is the difference between the two?"
That's
And it's like,
probably how he like apologizes to her for insisting on doing it himself. Is he's like, do you want to help me with the interior design decisions?
Don't you patronize me.
so I want to ask you this: do you want to roll 5 times for your exam grades throughout your 5 years of your 1 year for doing your schooling, your criminal stuff, your like 6 months of internship at the police station, 2 years of working at the police station, another year and a half doing your PI training and testing, getting those certifications, and then like your last year to make sure you can certify and work your own, getting a business license.
Okay, so I got lost in the middle there, but I'm gonna
Basically, you roll 5 times. You can
Okay,
roll 5 times,
so
or I
Can
can
we
do it for you.
establish that Annabelle probably tried to help Sam with
Yeah.
learning?
and also
Mhm.
couldn't I roll my intelligence and or my education for some of those, and then my strength for some of those?
So I would say your first roll would be your education, since it's your 1 year of going over Greek law and bullshit.
And that's something I
That
can
is a
help with.
success. It is a 39 out of 75, so that's a success. Although if Annabelle
Nice.
helps, I could potentially roll again. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, you're welcome to. That means you got like let's say you got a solid low B, like a B minus on your
Yeah,
your final. If you
no
want,
one's checking my grades when they come for. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm good with that. That's a passing grade by
so
far.
I'm not sure if
second
Charlotte
one.
agrees with that or Annabelle, for that matter.
All
Well,
roll
I
for Annabelle
mean,
disagreeing with the B. That's a hard
with it
success.
within
See, you're already
your
doing better.
well, within your first year while going to school, you're fixing the house, and then it's like, oh wait, my wife is pregnant. My wife is pregnant with your first year of school. So you had to deal with a pregnant wife and a newborn.
I'm sure that all of that is totally reasonable and nothing goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
For shits and giggles, as soon as the baby was born, when it was 6 months old, is when Annabelle made the bottle with the spirit potion to permify the baby's powers.
And I don't know about that.
I
We
don't.
should probably make that canon because Sam would not feel good about that.
I don't think even
I'm gonna
Charlotte
assume.
would know.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that Charlotte was the one to ask me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might not know.
Yeah,
I have
Sam
no
Sam
idea.
would have had a he would have not cared. Yeah, no. Okay.
And within that
I
first
accept.
year, I would say Annabelle, you're probably the first to realize by the time the little Faye, Sophia Faye Jarvis, I believe is the name you guys settled on.
Sounds right.
She was able to talk and read by the time she was only 9 months old.
What?
She will
Fast
then.
learner.
Sam hasn't had a baby before, but he would think that's very suspicious.
That's fast.
Yeah, like and I've heard of babies using sign language at 9 months.
Nope. I say Annabelle would probably notice it first because Annabelle is probably the one reading to it. Reading like children's books, like giving it children's books to play. Just, the English teacher,
And then
Annabelle.
I probably hear her talking to the Jebediah Raven.
Yes. As well as also talking to Dinah.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's not great.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
great.
Faye can see Dinah.
That's not great.
Oh, so that
None of
It's
this is
probably what
conversation.
made you realize.
So that conversation probably like, Sam, I have good news, and maybe not so good news. Good news, your daughter can already read and talk, which is very fast for a kid.
That's
The
not
other
good
news
news.
is she's
That's not good
Dinah.
news. No, that's not. None of this is good news. This all seems very problematic.
Yes.
Um,
That's probably
Oh,
what
and she
made.
wanted with a raven. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's probably what made Charlotte realize, oh shit, my kid has powers.
It's not. It's not great. None of this is great.
ah,
At first, you could I'll say at 9 months, the idea you thought she had was powers over necromancy to speak and raise the dead. Um,
Wait, how
until
did we
she
learn
was
that? No, no, no. Go back.
she's
Why did we
talking
learn
to
that?
she's talking to Dinah.
Okay.
You notice that she would talk to other spirits in the house. She would talk to random things. And Dinah would tell you she's
We
talking to the
still
other
have other
ghosts.
spirits in the house.
Yes. Oh yeah, I haven't revealed that to all of you, just Charlotte. There's 5 spirits in the house, not including
No, we knew
Dinah.
that. We knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
in the
There was
notes
that?
somewhere.
I didn't know they are
Okay.
still in here.
Remember. Yeah, we didn't get
No.
Because we probably would have gotten rid of them by now.
No, Dinah just kind of started a hierarchy and to kind of turn them into servants.
all right.
Not gonna
They
deny her
pay her.
servants.
They pay her rent.
Okay.
Isn't there one called like? You know what? No, nope. It's fine. Never mind.
Don't
As long as
question
they
it.
don't cause trouble, I'm fine with it.
So when she was 1 year old, we'll say Annabelle was just fucking around with the Book of the Wild because that just feels like an Annabelle thing to do. And used a spell that killed plants, but you watched as a injured frog like healed up, a small like healing spell. And you watched as Faye was like sitting there like playing with like some fat flowers, out there having a day. She mimicked your spell perfectly just by watching you do it.
Nope. Don't love that.
Another good news. Your daughter mimics other people's powers.
Do you tell Sam that? Do you say it like that?
If you want to roll a cult to see if Annabelle realized what her exact abilities were at this point.
Sure, give me a second. I need to open the character sheet. Because I forgot.
Yeah,
I said we were going to work on our character sheets and you did have it pulled up.
Shush,
This is why
I have a
Sam needs a lot
success.
of time outside and fresh air and physical labor.
So,
Be happy
I
I
mean, I
told
can't
you
yell
those
at you. I didn't have roll 20 pulled up. Load. So, I'll say with just a normal success, you would say she at least has some ability, maybe even small enough over a magic. She seems to have some form of magical ability. You can't pinpoint it yet, just because of how like broad her abilities are showing. Talking to spirits and ghosts, that's something young magic users can do anyways. It's like a very basic spell. Being able to mimic your spell, it was a low level spell in your book, so it's not like unreasonable that she maybe accidentally casted it watching you.
Sam thinks it's very unreasonable.
do you ever think we're kind of
Darling,
messing
you
up the
really
parents?
Also,
Anyone else?
Sam, darling, did you really expect that your child wouldn't have any magic around here? And
I don't
with
have
Charlotte
magic.
for mother.
I live here.
Points at Charlotte's family, who all has magical abilities but Charlotte.
Sam goes outside to work on his house some more.
So year two, roll me a brawl. This is when you start your this is for your 6-month internship.
That I cannot help
Okay.
you with.
That is a success.
Yeah. So your internship wasn't the greatest. You were like expecting to be like out there, like using your degree back at the shooting cop thing. No, they kind of put you on paperwork and secretary duty for, your 6-month internship before they hired you on full
Yeah.
time.
I mean, he can do that. He's not as good at that as other stuff, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sure.
Yeah,
Um,
6 months, you're not finding trouble and getting more scars.
Yeah.
Look, it's just a
and
patchwork at this point. Plus the big old just black patch, so it's fine. He's fine.
at that 1 year and
You
a
knew what you were
half
getting.
mark for Faye, this is when she starts to bond with Jebediah,
What?
the little raven. Again, outside, having like a family moment. Annabelle is just there because it's Annabelle for the reason of this explanation. Um, there is you're watching her like she's munching on her apple that you gave her to munch on for like a little snack. Um, and Jebediah comes over and looks at her, being like, "Tiny human, what are you doing?" And you just hear her go like, "I'm eating an apple." "Why, human?" "Because I was hungry and mommy gave me an apple." "Okay, human. Can you stop calling me human, or else I'm gonna come over there and pluck every single one of your feathers and then post paintings of you as like a featherless bird." And that's how their first conversation went.
Solid.
Sam's still mad there's a raven named Jebediah, so
Sam, your daughter has a pet.
no, we don't. Uh,
It's a raven,
So
and
roll
his
me
name is Jebediah.
another brawl check while you're on the streets.
okay. That is a hard success. They let me punch people and I got better.
So with your hard success, there was a murder case. Dealing with a body that was covered in black pustules throughout its body. There's probably a moment, I feel like, Sam curing dead body, black pustules, the goo is back, goes to check with Delilah, realized Delilah and Dinah were having like tea, but like not speaking to each other yet. And be like, but eventually it was just someone who was lit on fire and their skin bubbled and crisps into a black. But Sam's PTSD after seeing multiple dead bodies with black ooze, I felt like would maybe
But
go ahead.
no, because I don't react to dead bodies. You have to give me existential horror. He's fine.
No, but like,
Bodies, yeah.
I feel like after all the shit of season 1, do you see a dead body with like black oozing pustules? That's just. It's probably just an instant reaction for you all.
I think it depends on where that falls in relation to these revelations about his kid, because it'll be like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I found out today that my kid talks to birds and raises dead things. So this is really minor compared, but yeah. Like compared to my, this is.
But
the
also, I
worst
think we should
thing
establish for season 2 that after season 1, Annabelle might be a bit better with dead bodies.
Sure.
Seen some.
Once we finish with like Sam's 5-year gap, we'll go to
Ooh.
you and do Charlotte last for once.
Oh.
Good.
Love
sassy
you.
when you say it like that.
It's kind of terrifying, but hey.
We saved the best for last.
Oh, I thought this was because I too much. And if we make me last, then that really cuts down on me talking too much.
Aww.
Aw, no, we love you.
I think she's saying she doesn't feel well, not that she doesn't want, not that we don't want her to talk. That's what the interpretation I'm going with.
Take my love. Don't rationalize it. Anyways, within that year, you have her second birthday party. And oh, this one's good. She's 2 at this point. She is walking. She's much more advanced. This is when she has started to get like that like very like argumentative like sass that her mother has, but a bit more at that like logical reasoning that her father has. But Annabelle has also been teaching her whatever she wanted to know on top of that. So
oh wait, no, that's not.
That's
no,
a
we need to
wonderful
manage.
man.
Dealing with myself as a child.
We
So-
need to manage.
Lars,
what
it's a mix
he
of
learns,
you,
like,
Sam, and education from me.
No, this is Kayla, the person saying this was
Annabelle-
with me. Oh, God.
So-
Annabelle gets
Great.
1 hour a day. 1 hour a day. We need to manage the level
So,
of existential knowledge that
the night of her second birthday party, she had some candy. She got hyped up. You guys did catch her with Jebediah eating some donuts that Jebediah may or may not have stolen from the donut shop. And when you guys try to send her to bed, that's when you get the little speech from her going like, Mama, I have an argumentative reason on why I should not be going to bed at my normal bedtime. One, it is my birthday. Two, my PJs are in last season's colors. And you always say to get proper beauty sleep, we must be comfortable before going to bed. And two, Dada, I got a new book from Auntie Belle today, and you said my education was important. So, by not allowing me to finish this book means you are telling and invalidating my education.
I love that she's
That
able to
all
say
sounds
argumentative
good,
and
but-
unable to say education.
I need to read the book before you read it. Give it here. Let me read it first. I'll be in the shed.
Actually,
She slides it under her bed.
here's the thing. Letting you stay up past your bedtime, the only point you have is it's your birthday. Everything else, by extending your bedtime, you're staying up and getting super uncomfortable or delaying beauty sleep even more. Lack of beauty sleep also means that you cannot think clearly, so you're not really processing the book Auntie Belle gave you, meaning you're not really contributing to your education. Then you're going to get frustrated because you didn't fully get it the first time and and that's going to be a whole thing. Do you really want me to keep going?
You still need to do something about her PJs.
She looks
Being
at
last
you.
season.
She just goes.
Shouldn't have taught her about fashion.
You stare at her. It's like a staring contest between mother and daughter. Just for a moment. Before she gives up, because like she rubs her eyes, like she's actually like very tired. She's a kid. She doesn't want to go to bed. She just looks at you. And maybe this makes no sense to Charlotte and Sam. But just for comedic purposes, Annabelle just happened to be walking down the hallway when she says, Mother, Father, you're a bunch of Pollocks. Which is British slang for calling you guys stupid.
Well, now she's not getting anything, and she's going.
You don't know what she said and what it meant, and I am not telling you.
Yeah, no, that's a weird. Gonna spend some time thinking about our words and how they affect others.
Not telling you. Nope.
Yep. Nope. We both spent time in England.
Not
So
enough,
yes,
apparently.
absolutely, there will be some sort of non-physical punishment, probably perhaps a loss of privileges, but primarily a sit down conversation about how when you call people names, it hurts their feelings, and that's not nice. And you don't like it when people say mean things to you, and you shouldn't say mean things to others. And then Sam goes out to the shed and reads the book. It is like.
I'm assuming you literally like go under her bed and try to grab it, and she's like, Dada, no! It is my privacy! It's my privacy! The moment that
Yeah,
you realize your daughter can't say privacy, but she can say argumentative.
She also can't say education,
No.
but she can say argumentative.
You're really driving that point home.
Yep. Okay. Yep. She's lost her book privileges for the evening, and we have a serious conversation about bullying. And then Sam's
How
going to read the
dare
book
you.
before her, probably while getting wasted because that was rough.
Do you
He'll wait
want to
till
know
till the
what
baby's
book she
asleep
was
though
reading?
before he drinks. Well, he's about to find out apparently. So yes.
So,
yeah.
Annabelle, you would say your library is stocked up with like a random assortment of like books, details.
Everything I found, I decided might be useful in a library. So, all the books I could have gotten my hands on, yes. Mostly the occult ones, but the other ones too. Especially when I found out there's gonna be a child that needs education, so then I invested in the books that might be needed for that.
She was reading a book on the ethical and moral questionings of necromancy.
Yeah.
Great for a 2-year-old!
She's 2. This is her second birthday. Oh god.
Kind of reminds me when my
and
mother gave me perfume for my when I
she
was
rolled
14.
a 2 for her staff, so Annabelle's probably not even aware that she took that book from the library.
It's good.
It was.
I mean, I might know librarian sense and all that.
That's
You know,
true.
you
We
do
did
have a
establish
librarian
that
sense. You knew
Charlie
she
moved
took the
a
book.
book an inch, and yeah.
Yeah, but like you didn't question it. You're like knowledge.
I believe that everyone can read whatever they want at whatever time they want to.
So there's probably a talk with Annabelle, be like, "Don't let our 2-year-old read about necromancy."
Why?
Yeah. Well, no, it's because you can't. If
Not
we
like
tell
she's
her she can't
practicing
do it,
necromancy.
she's just going
She's
to
only
want it
learning
to do
about
it
it.
more. So Sam is going to read the book, and then he is going to go and sit down with Annabelle and say, "Okay, she's going to read this book. So I need you to explain to her all of the ethical things that come into play here. Good luck." I just explained bullying yesterday. Here you go.
Not gonna touch necromancy.
And you'll commit to reading it together. I want the two of you to read it together so you can give her context for things.
Okay. No problem.
Charlie's just like smoking in a corner.
In that year,
Yes, Shelley just realized that her 2-year-old is gonna be learning about necromancy.
welcome to Sophia Faye Jarvis, who I based off as a mixture between Wednesday Addams and Elle Woods.
You know, this doesn't help the whole panic
Look.
of I'm gonna be a horrible parent. Yeah.
I'm dealing with it. That I got it now. When she's 14, it's your problem.
Yes. So let's just for like some funness. Charlotte, you're doing your like traditional ritual that year. Every year for let's say every summer you have just a day of just like the harvest. The summer solstice. You worship the old gods. You were doing this and you were casting a luck spell to like give the party luck for the year. The doctor's here. It's probably at this time that you guys started to vibe together, but like he's quiet. He doesn't do much. He just kind of drinks coffee and watches you guys.
Hey, we
Is that
have a
weird?
doctor.
That's weird, isn't
I don't have to find magical ways of healing people anymore.
Yeah,
We
it
have the
came.
normal ones.
Look, he started to come around because you guys kept injuring yourselves too much that he eventually just started to come to fix your guys' issues every single day. He's basically your on-call doctor at the point.
When Sam's doing his street retraining and he's like is sitting with a black eye and his nose has been broken for like he's like it's fine. It was actually I think it's a little bit straighter this time.
Yes. So
can I offer this kid like room, board, salary. I feel it's needed at this point. I feel so bad.
So you watch as your daughter is able to perfectly mimic the luck spell that you casted. As well as later on that day, I would assume you're getting better for your family at the summer solstice. It's an idea to have your family for a big feast. You would have invited your siblings, to come here, have a feast with you.
Not like two of them don't come here all of the time.
Yeah. Basically, you just be like, hey, Daphne, want to come? The twins are supposed to be here this weekend anyways.
I figure there's like a conversation at some point, when Charlotte's pregnant, where Sam like sits down with Annabelle and the twins is like, so look, when there's a kid in the house, you're gonna have to close the door. Just when the baby's born.
We do close the door.
Okay.
So I don't think we can do it in the living room anymore unless we send the kid.
That's what Sam. Yeah, he's like the couch. Look, I ordered a new couch. It's going to be here next week. I'm going to burn that one. But if we could, if we're not home, just throw down a blanket. Like, just throw down a blanket.
Charlotte probably walked by during that conversation into the kitchen, like, nope, and then walked back out.
It's like Sam decided, you know what? She's pregnant. She doesn't want to have the talk, like the talk with her twins. So Sam's like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, if you want to get more into that during the holiday special one Tuesday, we can play that full scene out during that. So
you're killing her. She's literally dying right
now. So during that feast, she actually hugs your brothers before doing this, and she's eating the food. And all three of them make a single face, like the same face. The twins just go back to eating like it's normal, and your daughter just goes, Dad, are you stressed because of work? Because your boss said that if you don't get two more rest, that you might not actually finish your thing, and your current quota is actually below what you need to get your next part of your internship to become a PI, and you feel like you're devastating and probably a letdown to your family.
He blinks twice and he says, I know that I will never be a disappointment as long as you have everything you need and you're happy. And then he looks over at Annabelle and he says, so, like, what do I do? Do it like a tinfoil hat? What the fuck do I do?
So, Annabelle, if you would like to roll again to see if you can distinguish the child's ability.
Now we have still a success.
I'll give it to you. You've seen this happen a couple of times. Her exact ability is mimicry. She's able to mimic anyone else's abilities. Which means when she hugged her brother, her uncles, she mimicked the brother's ability to duplicate things through taste. Which means when Sam and Charlotte were cooking and making this feast together, she tasted her father's fears.
Oof.
It is at this point when you make this aware and known to where she decides to never touch her uncles again before eating.
It's true. It's not okay. Not okay.
She hugs them.
Well, it's okay for her to hug them. It's not okay for that.
But she chooses not to hug her uncles before eating so she doesn't taste her parents' disgust or love life.
Just here.
The moment that you're questioning giving me the ability to make you a daughter.
So I would say you two should really be careful with who your daughter goes into contact with, because she's gonna mimic powers.
Do other people we know have powers? Because I thought that was just a you guys thing. I didn't realize.
I mean, the entire family of Charlotte does.
Look, you knew before this happened.
The twins are only
About about how her powers work? No. I pieced it together now.
No.
Can you make her a T-shirt that will block that just until she's 16?
I don't think that would be a good idea because she needs to train how to control that. And if she doesn't have access to it until she's 16, she's not gonna learn control.
Okay, well, I need you to find people with very, very innocuous powers for her to work with. Very innocuous, nothing weird.
Father, that's why I borrow yours.
I don't have any powers. I just
You have Dinah.
You can see and talk to spirits.
just the one, really, unless I do this dream ritual thing. It's not important. You shouldn't talk to strange spirits. Don't talk to strange spirits.
I would barely count Dinah as a stranger.
No. Dinah's fine. She's going to give you weird ideas, but there are worse people in this house to give you weird ideas. Dinah's safe. Just don't talk to any ghost you don't know. Or any that live here. Don't talk to any of the ghosts in the house except Dinah. Look, there's...
So does that apply to the I can't put a crossbow to someone's face because that's rude talk, or the don't talk to strangers talk?
Well, ghosts can't be harmed by crossbows. Crossbows are a physical weapon, and when you turn 8, I will teach you how to shoot one correctly. But you have to wait until you're 8 because it upsets your mother.
Hold on. No. You do not get to blame saying you are uncomfortable with on me. No.
You want the 3-year-old to have a crossbow, Charlotte? You want the 3-year-old to have a crossbow?
I didn't say that, but don't sit there and say it's because, well, it makes your mother uncomfortable. That's the only reason. Therefore, if you want to be upset about it, you can be upset with your mother and not me. That is exactly what that sounded like.
Look, I'm the one who has to say no all the time. Sometimes
Yeah,
you have to say no.
She does try to slip away, but then Daphne just eating, just picks her up, puts her back in the chair, and just goes, "Nice try, kid. Getting your parents to fight so you can go to the Raven Sanctuary and eat donuts is not going to work when your aunt's around."
I'll be in the shed.
We are at a feast prepared by your wife. Sit your ass down.
Oh, come on. Did she cook it? She didn't cook it. The cook cooked it.
I do know how to cook.
Of course, but why would you? What did you say? We have people to do that for us. We can afford it.
I mean, even if she didn't cook it, she planned it.
I mean, it is a religious feast, so it's most likely Charlotte did cook it by hand.
Okay, then he wouldn't say that, because that would be mean. And he's not being mean. He's just trying to process.
I'm just like, wow. Rushing into marriage might not have been the best idea after all.
So, another brawl check from you for your last year as a cop.
Okay. Oh, that's a fail. He's struggling right now. There's a lot.
I mean, you're welcome to push it. This is technically not combat.
Okay. That's also a fail, which is worse because I pushed it. It's fine.
Because of this, they are requiring you to do another 6 months worth of training before allowing you to move on.
Okay.
So give me another brawl check.
Okay. Oh wait, that's knife. Let me click the right page to start stabbing people. That is an extreme success. He's fine. It just took him he went through a rough patch where he was coming to terms with some of this.
With the fact that his daughter is at this point a 3-year-old who can talk, who can also use magic and bonding with a raven named Jebediah.
Look, he just takes her fishing, okay? He takes her fishing.
And she absolutely enjoys it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And
he explains to her that her dad doesn't necessarily understand everything that's happening, but he does love her and her mother very much.
I feel like you guys have this fishing tradition, where it's the only time you allow her to like say whatever the fuck she wants because it's a fishing trip. Allow her to get that anger out that she keeps built up. That feels like a Sam thing to do. Like, don't kill anyone, but like if you wanted to scream fuck at the top of your lungs, this is the time to do it. That feels like the parent that Sam is. Just like, don't curse or at anyone else, but when we're fishing, if you need to scream fuck, because I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah, it's like just when you go to school, just don't say it at school or in front of your friends' parents.
I'm homeschooled.
Perfect.
Don't say it in front of Annabelle.
Look, I assume we have play dates because we want our child to socialize. Like,
oh yeah, you guys have play dates, but she's more focused on the fact that he's like, don't say it in front of your teacher.
Well, wait a minute.
It's just like,
isn't Daphne's girlfriend pregnant? Isn't that maybe like a year older than her?
Only about 6 months.
Yeah, see, those two are gonna be good friends, right? Like that's a thing that's gonna happen. Yeah, you have to make are Daphne and her girlfriend gonna get married? Like, does it become a thing where they share custody on the weekends?
No, they're not married. They're still together. Main reason because they looked at you two and it was just like, we've only known each other for 6 months. We're not gonna get married after 6 months.
Which is the correct response
only 3
in real
months,
life.
so yeah, like it was only 3 months, and it was just a whirlwind, and I have no regrets.
So within this year and a half, she is now 4.5 years old. This is the first moment that Charlotte, Kayla, I'm tossing this at you. The prophecy says that you have 2 kids. Would you say within this 5 you would probably have your second kid? Or would you say you have your second kid after or during season 2? Because I'm tossing that out there. The prophecy in season 1 did say the 2 children of Charlotte and Sam.
I mean, if you don't have it before, then you can't die in season 2. So there is that.
No, you can still die. The prophecy just doesn't come true.
Oh, well, it's up to you then.
I guess just knock it out now. Then
sure.
Well, here's the thing. I'm like, you already said you kind of altered the holiday special, and then I'm like, if we go into season 2, then that might make Whisper sad. Because I am a dumbass who will probably get myself killed.
So compared to
I'm never going to let you.
So compared to your first pregnancy, which was rough, it was tough. Your magic was going wild. Everything was just very chaotic around you, just because like you were having a magical baby. This one, absolutely perfect. You didn't even realize you were pregnant until 4 months because you weren't having motion sickness. Your magic was acting fine. You probably found out when you were like, wait, I haven't had my period in 4 months. That's probably what got you to go to the doctor.
The one that we have in the house?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh God, make it weird. Make it so weird with the new guy.
Well, he's technically been there for 2 years at this point.
Yeah,
that's fair.
He's used to it by now.
Yeah.
I figured the first time
They basically
adopted
him. They basically adopted him at this point.
Yes. So, yeah, within you just finished your copping. You are starting your PI training when Charlotte's like, "Hey, babe, I'm pregnant again."
I don't know. I think Sam would be happy. I think he would be happy. I think he'd just say all the right things, and I think it would be a sweet moment. Which we are not good RP, but it's beautiful.
Yes.
I promise everyone it was very beautiful.
The only thing that I will say is
Sam says, love you. Charlie says, thank you.
Faye just kind of goes being like, so because there's a new one, does that mean only one must survive?
No! You can't.
It's
You realize you have aunts and uncles, right?
I do. I didn't know that you guys were related.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm
Annabelle,
4.
we need to
I
talk
don't
about
have
the
the answers for
child.
everything.
I'm trying to understand how what. I'm trying to understand the logic in my brain can't right now with that question.
I'm 4. What did you expect? I still think a stork brings babies because nobody will answer my question of where babies come from.
That one's on you.
I
If this
lo-
one's a boy,
I
if this
I
one's a boy,
absolutely
I
love
will.
how she already knows about necromancy but doesn't know about that. And Annabelle wouldn't tell her how babies come, where babies come from, because she thinks that's for parents to explain, and she
Well,
doesn't want to intervene in that.
the good
Okay.
news is that we only have like amphibians and birds around and no actual mammals, so she wouldn't have just learned by osmosis with all the breeding populations around here. Like, is mommy gonna lay an egg?
Yeah, she does ask that. Like, when it's around like the 8th month, and the tummy's starting to develop. Still, the most easiest pregnancy. You don't even feel pregnant. You have no pregnancy symptoms. The baby's alive, you can like kicking, growing,
That's
so
good.
it's
That's good.
developing healthily, but you're having no symptoms.
Sam is very confused.
This is. Oh God, am I dying? Is that what's happening? Am I dying?
It's at the 8th month point where your daughter comes up being like, "Mother, I have done some research, and because of this, I must ask, are you gonna lay an egg? Is that where babies come from?"
Sam is like, this one's on you. And he leaves.
We would have to play that
You
out.
know
I just
what?
wanted to make it canon that she asked if we're gonna lay an egg.
No,
Say yes,
I don't.
just say
I will
yes.
not lay an egg, and I will sit there and give her the actual. Here's what's really gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
the
will get-
lowdown.
Yeah, she just looks at you being like, "That's gross, and I'm never going to do that."
It's probably the right choice.
Wait a couple of years.
No.
Actually, when she is a teenager, she is canonically asexual.
Ooh.
See, there you
She-
go. There you go.
And then finally you give birth to your second child, and for some odd reason during birth you felt no pain. You didn't need an epidural, you didn't need any painkillers. It
Did
was
they have
painless.
epidurals in 1957?
They have a version of it, yes. It's not humane, but they have a version of it.
Isn't that the era where they were just like putting women to sleep?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds bad when I say it like that, but where they were just like dosing you, and you were just like twilight pregnancy, and you weren't really there for it. Wasn't that a whole thing like in the 1950s? I don't remember when that happened.
Or cocaine.
I don't think
Both solid ideas.
We're still in the time period where cocaine was the answer for everything, according to doctors. A miracle drug.
That might have been the thalidomide era. Actually, that was the 50s or 60s.
I could be wrong. I can double check.
I know. I've listened to the new podcast. We can move on.
And to be honest, I'm pretty sure none of us would actually allow Charlotte to take thalidomide.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah.
Well, your brothers are in the drug trade, and just one taste, they can tell you if it's bad for human consumption. So, like,
and also,
that's their
not
superpower.
like Olga the Human has a book of 100 biggest catastrophes, and that's one of them.
Yeah. So,
because thalidomide got mentioned as one of the 100 biggest catastrophes.
It was pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Your last year, Sam, this is for your licensing exam, which falls under education.
I'm helping. That I can help with.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I got a success by myself. We're gonna see if I do better with Annabelle. I do not. This is not her kind of science.
I mean, yeah. You succeed. And I have a question. When we actually start working on character sheets, are you going to pick up Greek?
I mean, I assume I get Greek through osmosis.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was okay, yeah, so I can't flavor it that
Y'all,
way.
thalidomide was first marketed in 1957 in West Germany.
It is in
this is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's not a thing, but
it is 57, so they're
Yes,
just
I just thought
moving
that was a
probably
weird
from the
coincidence.
weird cocaine moment of history to
Like-
the so they're in that
No.
weird cross period.
In this timeline, the twins sniff it out and stop it from ever going into production. They're like, nope, this is bad. We're not going to do that. And there is no disaster in this timeline. I'm making that canon.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, that is your 5 years. At the start of season 2, you were opening your own. No, you need one more education for your business license.
Oh, shit.
Helping.
Success.
You have your business license. At the start of season 2, you are fully just opening your PI business.
Yay. I'm finding lost kittens right now. Until I work up to real crime again.
We don't want to know how many of those lost kittens have been already eaten by ravens.
Oh god! Oh, that's dark. Oh no!
Yes.
Please tell me the ravens don't eat kittens.
Oh, don't worry, ravens will only eat them if they were dead first.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine then. Dead kittens. I mean, that's the tragedy has already happened at that point. May as well make use of it.
There has been at least one time. I'm not gonna put it in season 2, but the Jebediah brought like a dead kitten's foot, and then they were just like standing over and watching it as I walked out, asking what they were doing, and they were just both like, "We're watching this foot." What?
Yeah,
they got like
Sam's going to the shed.
They got
That's
a
what he
very like.
calls. Even though his office is really nice now and it's like plush carpets and Charlotte with Jesse have completely redone, like he did the exterior and they've done everything's beautiful, he still calls it the shed.
Yeah. So as you can tell, Annabelle is what inspired the Wednesday Addams and being a literal ravens teaching this little girl about science and the natural world. She developed a bit of a morbid sense of humor. But she is 5 years old at this point. And at this point, she's won 2 arguments with her parents at the start of the thing, which basically just means she has convinced you all that the reason why she is late for her bedtime is because she is studying in the library. And you guys were like, yeah, it's true, she's out there with the ravens, just chilling with some ravens.
That would work like one night. Sam would figure that one out. He's a private investigator, gosh darn it.
Yeah, you have tried to figure it out, but she learned how to duplicate her mother's magic to make an illusionary double of herself in the library. She just tried. It takes you 2 nights before you actually figure out its fate.
Fuck, with that kind of power, imagine when she's a teenager.
That's why I said that's... Yeah, that's why I
said that's gonna be one hell of a ride.
Just put her on birth control when she's 13 and let's just be done with it.
Ooh.
Good thing we have
Annabelle,
a house.
Roll me a cold for the second child.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Had success.
His power is called nullification. He's able to nullify anything he touches. Which relates to why Charlotte had no pregnancy symptoms, because his power activated, just like your first daughter's while you were pregnant. He was nullifying your pain sensors during pregnancy. That's didn't get motion sick or feel pain while giving birth. He was nullifying. Nice. And your second one is a little boy.
Perfect.
Your turn. Your turn to name.
Well, your daughter leans more towards looking like Sam. Your son has Charlotte's bright eyes, if they were not had a bunch of trauma behind them, like the little cute I was gonna toss that out there. Like the art in your like cheekbones and like the lips and the
Actually, it looks a little like Jason if Sam squints, and he's like, "Oh, that's a."
the only thing of like Sam in the face is really like the nose and like the forehead. Like his nose is like a little crooked when he's born, which just screams Sam.
Sam's like, "But mine was straight before I broke it the third time."
Yeah. So you have one child that's able to nullify things, and one child that's able to mimic things.
Oh. So
This is your
technically, you have
fault.
2
You
kids
let
that can
Annabelle give them
nullify
that
things.
shit in their bottles.
You will
Okay,
eventually
this one might be
learn
good.
the two of them have gotten into a fight and they've tried to like use their abilities on each other. Your second born does
Yeah.
not develop as fast as the first one. Your son behaves like a normal baby, but you watch as she like tries to like do like a zone of silence. And the baby just kind of squeaks and her magic goes out. Your son's magic goes out, and you realize both of these abilities do not work on each other. So like nullification instantly nullifies mimicry, and mimicry automatically takes over nullify when it's being able to be affected by it. So they're nullifying each other.
Stay
my
tuned for
God.
season 6 where the twins fight each other.
No, that's gonna be season 3. I wrote it already. So Annabelle, what have you been doing for the past 5 years? Just doing the
Building
library stuff?
library, taking care of ravens, having fun with the twins.
Okay, sure.
Practicing magic, of course.
Your magical research is pretty decent. It's not the worst, but you're having a hard time finding all the resources you used to have in England. So it's a slow process, but you eventually get there in the 5 years, get a decent collection of occult items and research and stuff like that. The
It's good.
ravens. You are doing an absolute wonderful time taking care of all those fucking ravens.
Of course.
And teaching the
Literally.
kids. You are able to outclass some of the highest ranking teachers, and you don't even have a degree for it. Is there
Why is that
anything?
when you can use books?
Yeah, I rolled a 14 for your ability to teach the kids. Is there anything specific you want to do? Want to like make canon during the time skip?
I don't think so.
I'll do this one thing. The twins do try to propose to you after like 4 years. But it's like kind of awkward. They're like, "Hey, do you want to like marry us?" But like, well, you can marry one of us. And then we read there's like a blood ritual and an occult
I
thing.
mean, depending on what kind of wedding you want, we could probably find one that would accommodate marrying both of you.
We read about this cool occult
That's
thing.
the wedding that starts season 2.
There was like this thing that we read about in the books because I'm assuming you've helped the twins, learn how to read because they were like
Sure.
illiterate in season 1. A book that we were reading that there is a marriage ritual that involves blood, DNA, ravens, and possibly something we feel like you might be a little too excited about.
Huh?
It's not a sex
good.
thing. It's a very like dark occult thing. That I feel like Annabelle
Absolutely
it's
sounds
right
good.
up Annabelle's
Absolutely
alley.
sounds good.
So yeah, so do you want to do the wedding in season 2, or do you want the couple to do the
That's gonna be
vow
one hell of a
renewal?
mess. Let's do it.
I gotta
Yeah.
write a fucking occult wedding. Thank you so much.
You
That's
say
so-
as if you aren't excited about it.
Yeah, Yeah, so it's like a very awkward thing where they like don't know who to like ask because they were raised in the mafia, so they know like ask the person's parents, but like they don't know how to get a hold of your parents or even know if they're alive. Are your parents alive, by the way?
No.
I feel
Okay,
like
they
they
would
would have found
probably
out
know
I only
that.
have a sister
Yeah.
that's alive.
Um, they do contact your sister to like ask, and she basically just hangs up on them, being like, "Nope, not dealing with this bullshit."
Wait,
Uh,
does Annabelle's sister come to family Christmas?
the winter solstice. I don't know,
Yeah.
Annabelle. Would you like your sister to come to the winter solstice celebration?
Depends at what kind of stage of her life she is, because she did tend to get in trouble a lot after our parents died. So I'm not sure if she's in a place to come.
She's the one that got in trouble.
Yes.
Um, she
Wild.
will say at the holiday special, she's been out of rehab for 2 years. She's holding down a stable job. She does have 3 kids from past lovers, and she's doing her best to take care of them. But she is still under the understanding that she is not responsible or in a place in her life to take care of her kids currently. Um, but she's trying to do her best finally. How much young is she? A younger sibling or an older sibling compared to you?
Younger.
Uh were your how old were you again in season 1? I'm asking like I can't see your character sheet.
Mm.
Hi, welcome. Where Annabelle Blakely's sister finally gets announced in season 2. So you're 30. She's only 25. She's 5 years younger than you.
She's
It
9 years younger.
9 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh, she's just a baby.
yeah,
What?
yeah, she's 21. She's getting out of rehab. She's
Baby,
doing the best
21
she
is a
can for
baby. Come
herself.
on.
She's doing the best for herself. Well, she's trying to. She does struggle here and there. And she feels bad, but every so often she does call you up and like, I'm a bit short on rent. you know. But I feel like Annabelle supports her no matter
Yeah,
what.
absolutely. She's
Like
the
I
only
feel
family I have left.
yeah.
What are we
So when the
Except for the house
twins both asked to marry you, she's like, I'm not dealing with this shit. So the twins eventually just go to Charlotte, can we marry your best friend?
She says no. No. And then,
This is a question for Annabelle. Why are you asking me?
Because Dad always said that the man is supposed to ask for. You know what? That's a very outdated thing. I know this is still the 1950s, but I can make these characters progressive if I want to. But Dad always said that we had to ask the woman's father for her hand in marriage before we ask her. But the sister said, I'm not going to deal with this. And Annabelle's parents are like kind of dead. So, like, can we marry your best friend?
This is my life. This is really my life.
I mean,
If
we
she
could have
says
asked.
yes, then sure. And technically, what does it matter considering, like, no, we're not getting into this. This is going to lead
I
to
mean,
an
you
argument about
judged
I love
us for
me.
asking her out in a floor covered in blood and dead bodies.
I know you two can do better than that. Just, we're not doing
Don't
this
worry.
again.
There's like this occult fair happening that we were gonna go and ask her as we buy her a living skull.
Sam
And we were gonna
goes,
put the ring inside of a skull and then hand it to her.
Oh, they know me
She's
so well.
she's gonna love that. I'm gonna go down into the basement for a bit.
Oh,
Sam's
you
like,
might not want to go in there. There was a ghost down there earlier while you went shopping.
Like, what did you do?
Ask Annabelle and they leave.
No, you get back here and you clean that up. I am not cleaning that up.
No. Sam's like, I didn't ask your dad on account of the whole, family situation. I hope that's all right.
If you had asked literally anyone in my family, I would have immediately said no and probably go find someone else at that point.
I thought about talking to Daphne if I had more time, just because I trust her more than any of the others. But he sort of like hangs his head and he's like, "You're right. You're the mature one."
So yeah, let's go to Charlotte. Other than having the 2 kids, what do you do during the 5 years?
Therapy. We're
Therapy.
going to therapy.
That's good. That's good. That's healthy. We discussed
Didn't you also want to get into antiquing and give up the criminal life?
Yeah, I imagine that one's a slow process, and anytime a favor is needed, I probably go.
Yeah.
We're making the attempts to kind of be better.
At first, it's kind of a bit rough. There's moments where your daughter has walked in while you were forging papers, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And you're just like, doing stuff for your father's business. Like trying to hide it, like you don't want to tell your daughter, like, I'm doing criminal activity. The second year, also still a bit struggling. There's probably been like once where Sam came home being like, do I even want to ask while I found one of your forgeries at a crime scene again?
Sam knows he does not want to ask. He brings it home and he sets it down on the table in front of her and he says, "Just be more careful next time."
Is this a problem? Is this something we gotta bring up in therapy?
Nope, they've got a handle on it. It's fine.
I am trying.
He's like, honestly, it's actually really good work. If I didn't know your handwriting when you're doing this particular kind of document, I wouldn't have been able to tell. So really, it's just bad luck that I was the one that happened to see it.
Year 3.
That's a good luck and a bad luck at the same time.
No. Year 3, no forgeries are done. You're doing great for yourself.
Yeah. Taking is fine. This is good.
So year 4, you got like a very fancy vase, and well, this is also the year that you're pregnant. Now, while your child could nullify pain, motion sickness, he wasn't powerful enough to nullify pregnancy brain. You accidentally dropped a priceless vase and had to forge it back together and made a duplicate and told no one. Maybe
No one
except
can
for
ever
Sam,
know.
who ended up having a crime scene there, and will flavor it as the reason why you failed your thing was you were trying to figure out why did someone forge this vase. You're like, we can't say it's my wife. We can't say it's my wife. We can't say it's my wife.
I think it was that guy, the one at the shop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. He seemed really guilty.
So yeah, you fully got someone arrested other than your wife that year.
Sure
that's
do.
why
and
you got
they
held
get a really
back.
Good lawyer, and it's a problem. But it's okay.
That's why they held you back. Was because they realized all your evidence against him was fake, so they sent you to redo your basic training. Because you were protecting your wife. And year 5, that's a 3, so it's up to you. You can fully beat your habitable need to forge.
Or not, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. It's up to you with this. I'll let you choose however Charlotte's habitable forging shit is at this point.
Flavor-wise, I like. It's fun. I think she has maybe learned to refocus that into actual legal job things every time the urge hits.
Maybe she's a
Yes.
successful artist. Maybe she's had like a big breakthrough. Like she actually markets some of her art as her own, and it's actually a really big hit.
Possibly.
If you like that.
Yeah, as an antiquer, you have had two paintings go up in an art museum.
Oh.
They're doing better than like most things, but it's not like a bombshell. You haven't like broke any like barriers at the moment. But at work, you oh fuck, this is gonna make Annabelle so jealous. At work, at the museum that you were working at, you are head of the collections. So you are the first person to go out there and look at stuff you're sent out by the museum. Or when things come in, you're the first person to get your hands on it. This also means you have the museum's library and records of all of their stuff and of any artifacts and everything. And you're the only one with a key to it.
Cool.
So you basically have your own personal library of history, records, artifacts. It's up to you if Annabelle knows, but that's where you are at season 2. At the start of season 2.
I imagine I've let her know what's in there, and if she needs.
If you need anything, I'll go back to my criminal past, steal from my own job.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we finished at the halfway point, like I was hoping to. Why don't we jump into our character sheets now?
Okay.
Do you guys want to take like a 5-minute break, go use the bathroom and stuff before we get into the more mechanical stuff?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Hi. This is the moment where I'm paying something to the Patreon, but I am still gonna use. Well, we'll be right back. So we'll be right back. I don't have a thing for this. We haven't done any trauma for Charlotte, so I can't make this a Charlotte rant break. Oh, don't give me that look. You know, before every break, we've had a Charlotte mental breakdown for the past, like, 10 episodes. Alright, go have a bathroom break? I don't know. You're watching this recorded. Bye. cool transitional music. Insert here. Not going to. I'm not gonna even edit this, so just those in the crowd, just know that was a bad joke. Hello, like welcome back from break. You could have skipped that. If you did skip that, welcome. Ignore this rambling. Anyways, character sheets.
Yes, those.
So I've decided to give each one of you a specialization skill.
Oh,
Yay!
Why don't we go with Charlotte's first this time? You are
Okay.
gaining a new skill called
Okay.
evaluation. Years of training, honing your focus. If you are able to see something and able to study it for 1 minute, you are able to get all the information about that item. And I will go ahead and type that on your character sheet for you, your skill evaluation.
Okay.
Think about it in D&D terms, the identify spell.
Identify.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
From your antiquing to your forgery, all this knowledge has given you evaluation.
Woo.
Right now, it is considered to start off with 30 base points, and we will get to how you can improve that. I put that on the wrong character sheet. That is Sam's character sheet. I need Charlotte's character sheet. Evaluation. You know what? You know what? We can fix that spelling later, or you can, because I know you're going to go right behind me and fix it while I'm explaining it to the other. So Sam, your unique skill is called Anomaly. You're muted, by the way, in case you want to respond to anything.
Aw,
Okay.
I've been having a whole conversation by myself. It's fine.
Yes. Your unique skill is called Anomaly.
Okay.
When you get all the pieces together of a case, a study, or like this would have been greatly helpful during season 1. But when you have all the pieces of the information, you can make an anomaly check. When you make an anomaly check, have you played the Call of Cthulhu like video game?
Which one?
Sinking City, to be exact.
A little bit. That wasn't my favorite. Conarium is my favorite. If anyone wants an endorsement for a Lovecraft-based video game, but yes, a little bit.
Put those
Do
in
you
chat
know
later.
in Sinking? I'll post you an example in chat on the Discord after this. Do you know in Sinking City, when you get like all the clues together in the right order, you can go through. You can actually see the events happening like you're living it. No? Well,
Yes.
that's what
No, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what your anomaly check will allow you to do.
Okay. So it's like recreate scene, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you have that mind palace that once everything clicks together, you're able to recreate it like you're living that event.
Okay.
But this also means if you guys ever come to a wrong conclusion, your anomaly skill will not work.
Explain.
So if like you're putting clues together wrong and you have like this brain idea, but like, oh, Dinah's the real BBG of Evil Cage, and you ask if you can do an anomaly check, I can tell you no. The information you have is wrong. Or your conclusion is wrong.
Okay.
But if you also call for an anomaly check without all the facts, I will also tell you it's wrong. So me telling you it's wrong is not a automatic you've come to the wrong conclusion. It also might be right
We don't have
conclusion,
all the facts just yet.
wrong, not all the information's there.
Okay.
If that makes sense. It's basically your yes or no tool that you can call upon.
Okay.
And then lastly, I believe I made all your character sheets, able to be edited, so you can add those. Annabelle, you get
Yeah.
a special skill called Wild.
Oh.
You can call forth any spell that you have casted within the week. That means, for instance, let's say on Monday you're connected to like the Book of the Raven, cast a spell from there, and then on Friday you have like the Book of the Wild to activate it. I know you can't use the Book of the Raven in season 2. I took that from you. But you cast a spell from there, and then that Saturday you choose to connect to like the Book of Space, and then you're in a combat scenario where you're like, oh shit, the reset spell from the Book of the Raven beneficial right now. I will ask you to make your wild check. As long as you pass it, you're able to call forth that magic.
Nice.
But you have to roll a sanity check whenever you use your wild.
Of course.
How do you guys like your unique skills?
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good. Sounds good.
I like it.
And you said you're either adding them to our sheets or dropping them in the notes, right? With your verbiage.
Yes. I can add the name of each skill, which, if I spell it wrong, I will correct it later. Main reason because I don't want to pull out a dictionary and make sure I'm spelling shit right
And
right
at
now.
what point at I have the wild at 30.
Yes, it automatically will start at 30.
Okay.
Now every person I am giving you 300 more experience points to put wherever you want to show that
Okay,
your
I have
growth
no
within
idea
Cthulhu.
how to use experience points in Cthulhu.
Yes.
So like just as additional skills, like additional
Yeah.
skill points. We can
Like
drop 300
if
anywhere we want. Okay.
yeah, it's basically you can add to your spread again.
Okay.
Though if you go above 70, I'm allowing you to break the rule of the 70. The max you can put into something is 70 before your proficiency and expertise is applied. Which is how like Sam has like an 90 something in Brawl because proficiency expertise adds that plus 20 to your 70.
Sadly, it's only the gun. His brawl's not that great. Although maybe it will be now if I have 300 points to spend.
Yes. So, for instance, if you want to go to like 71, that's going to cost you 3 skill points instead of 1 skill point. So basically anything above a 70 is going to cost more skill points. For totally, if you wanted to bring it up to 90, in total, that is going to cost you 40 skill points. It's cheaper to buy them all at once than to level something up to like 80. Now it's up to you how you want to spread your points. As well as I will allow you all to pick another proficiency in a skill and gain a new and then gain a random skill of either your choice or I can give you a random skill for each character. Add a bit of randomness in there.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be raising my occult to 90, so that's 40 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We need that occult high.
I'll take a random skill.
Okay. Let's see, Charlotte. You also if you're going to become a antiquer, that means you lose all your previous proficiencies and stuff as your job changes.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, that kind of does.
Well, because your proficiencies and everything comes from your counterfeiter background.
Yeah.
Would she still get 2 backgrounds though? Because since she's changing.
Well, the counterfeiter is a subcategory of criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Okay. You know what? We're trying to be a better person, okay?
Now, to be nice, I will allow you to keep your forgery skill. Only because that is a unique skill to certain backgrounds.
Okay.
Because if you guys would have noticed, Annabelle and Sam doesn't have forgery on your character sheets, I don't believe, off the top of my head.
Mm-mm.
No, I think I had to
Another
go in at
40
that.
points into library.
Okay.
I am raising Sam's heavy machinery since he's been working on this building a lot.
Hmm.
If it helps you, I'll tell you guys what the doctor has. So this way you don't like.
Then next 40 into wild to make it 70. Okay, we're at 180.
Okay. So
What else
So
do I
your
need to do?
doctor right now, known as intern number 1, because he does not have a canonical name yet. He didn't have a name in the show either. He is proficient in first aid with a 70, electrical repair for a
You
7
want
for a
to tell me that I
65.
have the same first aid skill as somebody who's actually trained in it?
Well, his medicine score is a 91.
Okay, that's good.
He's a
I'm
medical
wondering
doctor.
if I should bump up my intimidation.
He has mechanical repair 70. He has a psychology of 20. Biology of 61, pharmacology at 51. And then his highest score other than medicine is his unique skill called quick read.
Also, I'm gonna take a random skill, because why the fuck not?
Okay. We'll start off with Annabelle's random skill, even though I believe Kayla said it first.
no, go ahead. I'm trying to figure out like if some of this was just random picks or if it was part of my background.
I believe most of your proficiencies were your background, and then you got one as a hobby. Give me a moment and I'll resend you the counterfeiter stuff and then also send you the antiquer stuff.
Okay.
Can we drop points into the new skill?
Yes, that is also a thing. Again,
How do you think I have a 70 in it?
Yeah. So you gain. This is not on your character sheet, which I need to make sure, which is going to be fun. You learned how to drive.
Nice.
You are now
Drive auto.
proficient in drive auto.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
because
fun.
I have it at 40 from what I see. Did you just edit that? Because ooh, now I have 42. Okay.
Actually,
Hmm.
I added your bonus to it. It's a 52. You know how to drive. You got a license in this 5 years.
I'm gonna use 8 more and make it 18 more and make it a 70.
Wow, you were really like, yeah, if I'm gonna learn how to drive, I'm gonna drive properly.
I still have so many points to use.
You know, you can put points and stuff you're not proficient in. I just want to toss that out there.
No, I'm just thinking what I want.
Charlotte, let me roll for your random skill.
Should I learn how to shoot?
I mean, it would be nice for you to pick up a weapon.
Oh, I'm gonna up my handgun skill probably. That feels like it'd be useful.
And for Charlie, I don't know how useful this skill will be for you, but I know fucking Kayla, the player behind Charlie.
Hi, 'tis I. I am the menace. I am the problem.
I have no idea, but I feel like you will find some way to use this in a very chaotic way.
Okay.
But you gain proficiency in the navigation skill.
Navigation.
That's pretty cool.
Oh my god.
I added a bunch of points into occult, or yes, occult, but specifically operate heavy machinery and mechanical repair, since Sam has been doing so much work around the house.
I believe heavy machinery would be what you want to take as your proficiency for the 5 years.
Sure. Or mechanical repair, maybe. Heavy
I mean, you don't
lot, yeah.
have to, but I can just give you a random one, or you can pick one yourself. It's up to you.
Let's say mechanical repair, just because I made such a big deal out of him like doing his own work that that seems to fit.
Mechanical repair. Oh, I don't have your sheet on the editability right now. I'm so sorry for that.
Since I have 24 more points to spend, can you give me another skill?
Oh no, you're good. I had toggled it off because I was done playing with it. Sorry, that was me.
Let me add your bonus to your skill. Yeah, so sure. You guys, another skill. Let's make this a personal skill. Just something you randomly picked up.
Cthulhu mythos? I don't know. I'm just looking through all the different skills. Seeing what exists.
I have no idea how this is going to be helpful, and I don't think this is the thing you want to know, but you learned how to swim. You gain proficiency in the...
She hates the water!
You gain proficiency in the swim skill.
Me? Or Annabelle?
Annabelle.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, I misheard.
I thought it was Annabelle, then you did that. I'm like, wait, what? What? I'm so confused.
Yeah. If you two want, I'll give you another skill. It's fair. Though, Charlotte, let me pull up your antiquing bullshit for you.
Yeah, because some of this might actually overlap. In which case,
I believe a lot of it should overlap, because you're going from one thing that dealing with things and recreating things illegally to a legal version of it.
Yeah. So I may just be able to keep basically my skills. And you know, I will always take random skills for no reason.
Yeah, that's why I know you're going to use navigation to somehow fuck with me.
I don't know how yet.
No, not at all. But I know there's going to be a moment where you're like, can I navigate us to a brothel? Sure, roll navigation.
Oh, wait.
And I've virtually used all of my points.
Airplanes are a thing.
Unless I can use them to raise my magic points or my luck.
Oh, also, has everyone been going to therapy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I said I was going to therapy.
Okay, so first, your sanity returns to what it started at season 1.
So 46.
Mm-hmm. You retain all of your sanity back. You've had 5 years. Nothing too crazy has happened. Annabelle, if you would like, you may take the immunity to seeing a dead body at this point.
Yes.
That's fair.
As well as, for every year you've been in therapy, add 1d6, so a maximum of 5d6 worth of therapy to add to your sanity.
Oh, whoa.
Yay.
I think Sam went for 3 years because he went for a year with Charlotte and he felt really good about things, and then they had the baby and things got weird when the baby was 9 months and he went back for 3 more years. He took a couple years off and he was like, no, I need this again.
No,
and then your first board. And then your second
therapy.
board. was bored, and you're like, "Do I need to call my therapist again?"
Yeah, he's like, you know what? We should do this
I
again.
stayed in therapy because I know I have issues. And we just add that to our sanity?
Yep,
Oh,
that is going to be your
dear
new
God.
sanity total.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, so that was 1d6 per year, or?
Per year,
Yes,
you
1d6
do
per
therapy.
year.
I'd say Annabelle was probably going for like 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they did force you to go to therapy.
Yeah. You at least went.
Mhm.
Oh, God, I'm
You
well
tried it.
adjusted. I'm well adjusted out of all of us.
Mhm.
No.
Sure you are.
No, I am. My sanity is great.
How are you gonna play Charlie as not neurotic?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Like she starts to lose it, and then she's like, "Okay, 5 things, 5 things, 5 things
Oh
I can see."
no. I have to re-choose your skill. You get navigate as an antiquer.
Oh. Cool. I get navigate in another weird one.
Yay!
If you want, you can just pick one of the stuff you already have and keep it.
Well, I still don't know what all I keep.
So this is... No, that's not the window that I want. This is the window that I want. That is not the tab I wanted. There we go.
Yeah.
Here are the antiquer skills.
I had that, I had that, don't have that. I had that. And that. I have all of these except for drive auto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, antique dealer is the legal version of the counterfeiter.
Yeah. Like, can I swap out drive auto for psychology then?
Well, because I rolled for navigate before I realized navigation was the skill you got, you can keep psychology as your chosen new skill.
Okay, I'll keep that, and I take random stuff. It's, we have someone who's probably better at lockpicking, so I'm cool with losing that.
Your doctor.
Yeah.
Your doctor.
And natural world I got from reading books. And I'm not questioning why the doctor knows how to pick a lock.
So I guess we read the same books since I raised my natural world too.
Oh, no, the natural world was only for snakes. I don't think I should have that, actually.
Hey, we can read the same books.
Yeah.
You guys have a personal fucking library that you guys
Exactly.
Yeah. Alright. But no, I take random skill. Because it's just fun.
Your doctor has a 61 in lockpicking.
Yeah, I don't need lockpicking.
I did up mine to let's see. Oh god, I've lost it. Like 30, I think. Mm-hmm. I put a few points in there just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll ask this because I spell. Charlotte, would you like to sacrifice your glasses?
Yeah. I like them, but I also acknowledge I probably didn't use them as often as I could or should have.
You gain a new magic item.
Cool.
It is another one-use magic item.
Okay.
Main reason because I rolled for this, and I absolutely hate that I'm giving you this right off the back in season 2. You lose your glass of insight. You gain another coin of prophetic dreams.
Nice. That's actually good. That's actually really
good. Yeah.
Wow. Free reset.
We might survive season 2.
We're gonna use it at some point. I know
you are gonna use it. I know you guys. Though you did shock me going the pacifist route. with Delilah.
It was an accident. Don't worry.
I know it was, but it's
Yes,
still...
it was a total accident, and basically, if not for Charlotte, we wouldn't be able to.
Yes.
This is the part where I admit that by that time I have had the entire bottle of wine. So
Yeah.
whatever
So-
happened, I need to go back and watch the video of the last 20 minutes again.
I'm just
Wait-
like, yeah, distraction. Oh god, we're gonna let this keep happening.
So yes, would you like to sacrifice your rattle? I believe is your magic item you wanted to sacrifice.
Me?
Yes, do you want to sacrifice your rattle of silence?
The thing that I had never used not one time.
The one thing into the final when I was like, hey, do you want to
Um,
use your rattle of silence?
Oh yeah. When you well, so here's the thing. I don't. It's a rattle. I don't want to sacrifice it. I want to give it to the baby when she's a baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he would give it to the baby. Like, and that's okay if I give up my magic item, because that
You
feels like
decided
something
to give a child something that creates a sphere of silence.
By the time, look, by now he's pretty good with her not being able to cast spells, and if she's shaking the rattle and creating a sound of a cone of silence, then she can't cast a spell. So
I
she's
want to
entertaining herself
mention
and not casting a spell.
Do you
All
know
of-
what's the most worrying part when you have kids?
when they're
When
silent.
it's silent.
You know what?
Because you have no idea what that child is doing when it's silent. And it's usually
Apparently,
not
I have no
great.
idea what this child is doing when she's not silent either.
To toss this out to you. All of this is happening right before season 2 starts. So your youngest
Okay.
is a year and a half old, which means
Yeah.
he's past the age of rattles. And your eldest is 5 years old.
Okay, if the son does the thing where he like throws the rattle and doesn't want to play with it anymore, I'll trade it in.
I mean, he's a year and a half. Unlike his sister, he never figured out how to. He's talking, but he's not like his sister that was using argumentative at a year
He's
and a
growing
half
at a
years old.
normal rate.
Mhm.
And it's cool because we would never have a favorite child ever.
Actually, no, absolutely not. Just because, that doesn't ever end well. Doesn't breed
No.
resentment at all.
Yeah, but sometimes it's peaceful
Yeah,
with a child that's a child.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you gain. Please do not roll another 12.
Oh, I put the rattle of silence on my character sheet and then proceeded to never use it. I'm good at this game.
Okay, I am so good that I did not roll a 12 because I did not want to give you 2 coins of prophetic dreams. You gain it is called the Investigator's Glasses.
And what do they do?
When activated, you can use them once per day. They allow you to see footprints and pathways and any like a clue. They basically if you use them with your spot hidden, it will give you an automatic success.
Cool. So I'm really good at my job these days, y'all.
And for just shits and giggles, we'll say that your youngest son broke the rattle because he accidentally nullified its magic, making it a normal rattle. And then we'll say that Charlotte decided to buy you these as a wedding gift, as your
Aw.
anniversary gift.
No, it's his graduation gift.
It would
For
be
when
your
he-
graduation
yeah.
gift.
Yeah, for when he gets his license again. His real one, not the one we forged in season 1.
Also, I'd like to mention that I said you could pick up a skill or 2 of your choice, and unless I'm being blind right now, I don't see that you added Greek to your language.
Oh yeah, I need to do that. Thank you. Good call. What is my Greek score now? I assume
So-
it would probably be the same as Charlotte's because that's where I learned my Greek.
Well, the way I rule it, if you have a
learned from me seeing as I just raised my Greek to 50.
well,
Oh.
the way I see it, the only time if you have the language under language, you can speak it fluently. The only time I'll ever call for a check is like if you're trying to read like ancient Greek. So honestly, as long as it's on there, you can speak it in my book.
Okay.
That's
I have
good because
added
I
Greek.
have no point. I have it showing no points in any of these, except English for some reason. It has a 26. I don't.
Your it's
native
'cause it-
languages.
Yeah, so technically it should be Greek. That's a 26, not English, but it's counting your English as your native language.
Okay.
And then
Well, I can fix that at least.
hola. So luck. I am going to roll each one of you guys a bonus to your luck.
Cool.
They are not going to reset like your sanity did because, like, fucking lucky.
But in theory, wouldn't mine be maxed out with my gun every night after 5 years? Wouldn't I be at like 100 luck or something?
Are you fucking telling me that you have kept a gun on your nightstand every single night, unguarded, while asleep, with a child who, at 2 years old, asked if they could shoot someone with a crossbow?
Well, no, that would be irresponsible. He keeps it under his pillow.
Okay, let me rephrase that. With a child that can mimic Annabelle's space magic.
Yes. that's his gun. He sleeps with the gun under his pillow.
Let the record show when she shoots someone, this was not on me. This was not
That's
on
fair.
me.
No, you know what? I deserve that one.
Can we make it canonical that every night Charlotte goes underneath her pillow, removes it, and puts it somewhere safe where she can't get it?
I would figure out. That's fine because I don't have to, like, it can get put away. I just have to, like, I don't have to actually sleep with it. I just have to reload it every night. So she can put it in the safe at night.
It
still
has
works.
the exact ruling is it has to be like on your nightstand or somewhere close to you. If it's in a safe, it's not gonna work.
Well, I would at least have the first year before the baby can walk. Like, I don't know when the child walks, but I would at least have a year.
She developed normally. Her intelligence was just a lot faster.
Yeah.
So about
Okay,
a
so
year
yeah.
and a half.
Yeah, and that's enough, I would think, to get my
She
luck way up
started
there.
walking, I'm just like, no.
So
you either put that gun somewhere else, or you could go sleep in your office every night.
He keeps the gun in his office. And he locks the door when he's not. He obviously keeps the door to his office locked.
Through your exhaustion, having a child under 1 year old, I cannot reasonably say you did it every single night because you cannot tell me that a sleep deprived, dad with a newborn that's screaming and crying, and then for some odd reason, 8 months is able to yell out your guys' names for help because they've shit themselves.
I figure it's really the first year that he gets the.
So it's not a constant thing. So you only get like 25 back for the first year. It's you forgot some nights. Some nights it was like a really like bad shitty thing. So you didn't get your full rest. Having a child is tough on someone, and that sometimes means you lose luck. But let's start with Annabelle, which I hope that you're over there hoping that I roll good for you.
Yes.
How much luck do you have currently?
Currently, I'm at 34.
34?
Yep.
Your luck is now maxed out at the start of season 2.
What was the max?
100.
Nice.
Wait, hers is maxed out and mine isn't?
I will roll for yours for, other than your year. The dice gods of luck said that you got to add a 93 to yours, which would max yours out.
Okay,
nice.
Sorry, that sounded really whiny.
Charlotte, what is yours currently at?
5.
5.
Oh God. I did spend 35 in the very last session.
I spent it over the course of that entire campaign.
I will be nice since your daughter casted a luck spell throughout this on you when she mimicked your original luck magic over the house. That's slightly better. We have the new Annabelle of luck this season. You only gained back 45 throughout the past 5 years.
45. So,
but I believe you gained back the most sanity out of everyone.
Yeah.
You were busy in therapy.
By far, yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
And Sam,
Yes.
the dice aren't liking you, apparently. What's your luck at currently?
65.
65. You only gain back 14.
Okie dokie.
And then lastly, all your characters are older by 5 years. In case that wasn't, apparent. So that means Annabelle is now 35, I believe. That makes Charlotte 32. And Sam, I believe, is also close to 35 because weren't you a couple of years older than?
37.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinah has gone to the point where she stopped calling you dad and started to call you old man.
Do you know how old I am in real life?
That's not necessary for me to know.
Answer carefully.
That is not necessary information. As far as I'm aware, you're over 18, and that's all I need to know.
Yes, I mentioned that before you make too many jokes.
Look, all that I am saying is Dinah sees dad now as old man.
Yeah,
It's dad, I want something. But her sass now, instead of being like, oh, dad, she just goes, you old man. But, yay for Charlotte, you're finally older than your stepdaughter.
Does it, do ghosts stop aging?
God.
Oh, she chose to stop aging at 28. So like she doesn't see the point of aging anymore. She's in her prime.
Okay.
And oh shit. There's a 10-year difference between the twins and Annabelle. I just realized that because at this, the twins are now about 26. They were 21
don't
at the
mind.
start of season 1. Yeah. Because what I was told by Kayla was the twins were about 5 or 6 years older than Charlotte. So they would have been about 21, 22 at the start of season 1.
Wait, no, because Charlotte was 26. So if they were older, you mean younger?
I mean,
they're older.
If they were older, they'd have been
Older.
31. Yeah,
yeah.
they're closer to Sam's age.
Yeah, okay. Math in my head isn't mathing. That makes sense.
Well, I was like, wait a minute, Charlotte was not
Wait.
16. That would be weird.
Oh, God.
Wait, I was like, wait, hold on.
No,
Yeah, I don't know why
I
my
get it,
brain.
1952, but
Look.
that makes the previous.
I'm allowed to have a blonde moment where I mixed up the orders of the siblings. There's like 7 of them I gotta keep track.
You're allowed to have a lapse as long as I'm allowed to tease you about it. That's the rule.
Yes. No, hold on. I still blonde card. I get 3 blonde cards a night, and I will cash one in now. Which means later I'm gonna get totally roasted because I only have 2 more blonde cards for later. And then lastly, so it's up to really you all. Do you guys want the full summary of season 2 now, or do you want to hear to wait it in the intro in February?
February. I want it fresh.
I'm
Fresh.
cool with both.
That
Especially since even if you tell me now, I will forget until February. I can assure you of that.
So that leaves it up to Kayla. What would you like?
I'm good either way.
Doesn't answer the fucking
Look at us
question.
undecided.
I have
Go ahead and do it.
brain.
Go ahead and do it. You got it prepped. We've got time.
I do have it prepped. I mean, if you guys have any questions, I will say this: the training wheels are coming off in season 2. I'm not
We
going to be
have
as
training
nice as
wheels?
I used some
Yeah.
training wheels in season 1. For instance, I am now following the actual rules that you should be using for sanity. I simplified them for you.
Oh. Also, is there any way of making me have more magic points?
Oh yeah, you would have gained magic points because you don't have kids. So you would have had
Yeah, I
enough
do
time
not.
with your book.
I do not. I absolutely do not.
Oh, so how much magic points do you have now?
14.
Your maximum is 20, I believe.
So far it was 14.
Okay. So, over the years, no, because this leads perfectly in with your season 2B plot. You're now considered, if I remember right, you're attuned to 3 different magic books from the Book of the Cosmos, right?
Yeah.
Your new maximum is now considered 30.
What? That's so many. Oh my god.
Magic points!
Anytime you drop below 15, I'm going to need a sanity check with disadvantage.
That's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I also have a lot of luck, so we'll manage, we'll manage.
I have 30 more points. What do we want to
I feel like I should have done more therapy.
Probably should have, but it's too late now.
Well, shit.
As your maximum increases,
let's put it in
you
navigate.
get to start off with 28.
Dump all that into navigate.
Now, I would like to throw out this one thing, ladies, because our
How do we do
beloved
something about the hit points we have? Because 12 is sad.
12, so basically your hit points is based on of racial and constitution. I believe 12 is the max in Call of Cthulhu off the top of my head that you can
I'm
have.
at 15.
You do have 15. Okay, then I was wrong.
I'm at 12. It's based on your size and strength. I'm almost.
Oh, it is. Look, guys, people in the audience, I am tired. I've not slept in 24 hours. Why? Because this bitch is going through a manic episode.
That's the best time not to sleep if you're not going to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of shit done. I had therapy this morning. Everyone go see a therapist.
I talk to my therapist on Wednesday, every other Wednesday.
I do mine every other Friday.
See? Yeah, system.
Yeah.
On that note, I did put some points into psychoanalysis, and my understanding, if this is how you're going to use the rules, is I can, when we have downtime, attempt a psychoanalysis on other people to help reduce their sanity or like improve, reduce their law. I don't know, how do you make it, give them more sanity points back?
You give them therapy. You give them like a little bit of therapy.
I can.
I feel
but
better
like,
about putting
Sam.
some in that now.
Yeah, it's like a pep talk. It's Sam's psychoanalysis. So he's like, yeah, maybe it's because we have all these ravens that are constantly making noise. Maybe you should take like a day and go sit in the cafe and have a quiet time to yourself for a little bit. You know, actually, maybe you should just get away from the kids for a little bit.
And then if you're talking to Annabelle, be like, why don't you just call the twins?
Or not called it. Like, you've been seeing a lot of them lately. Maybe you need some time to yourself, because that's a lot to satisfy 2 other people on an ongoing. Like, maybe you need a night where it's just you.
No.
No? Okay. All right. I am an introvert who plays an extrovert on TV, so I need to not be around.
Kind of same, although Annabelle is not exactly an extrovert anyway, so
yeah.
But it's very, very different with the people you like.
That's true.
So,
They're energy givers and energy takers. And then sometimes I'm just tired.
you know what? Because I like putting you guys on the spot. Sam and Charlotte, what are you naming your son?
Fuck.
Oh, I'll come up with something. Kid's not even born yet. I'll have something by the end of the holiday special.
By the end of the holiday special.
And by that I mean in Discord by tomorrow.
No, it's fine. They're technically not born until almost the start of season 2.
Yeah, see, it's fine.
Yes.
I'll come up with something decent, more or less. Sam would probably ask to name him after his dad, honestly. I don't know what Sam's dad's name is, so but I'll come up with
Yes, I want to name him after my dad. The dad that in my backstory I've not written about yet.
Don't worry, I have no
That's
idea what
not
my
true.
sister's
Sam was
name is. So
yeah. Oh, that's there. No, Sam was pretty much raised by his dad because his mom died when he was really young. So his dad was also his dad actually was in World War One, which is part of why he went to the military. Also timing, but his dad was the typical like not super close, but really cared a lot about him. Just was really trying to figure out his way. There really wasn't any extended family to help, so he's trying to raise a kid by himself as a man in the 30s, and he did the best he could, and he was a good dad. But he's been dead for probably a decade at this point, something like that. Yeah, because Sam's all alone. Like he didn't have any family or anybody really. Not anymore though.
Well, the fact that I was going to toss out that I've already decided to name Annabelle's sister, the name just sounds like a bit of passive aggressive now if I reveal it after that.
Go on.
Annabelle Blakely's sister had a bit of a name change when she married her one of her ex-husbands. She just never filed to get Blakely back, so her last name is now Care. And it just so happens her first name is Shirley. But she doesn't like her middle name like Sam, so she just uses the first letter in the dot, which makes her full legal name Shirley You Care.
cute. That's so cute.
And do you want to know what even makes it
And we never met the librarian in the Greek library that hates me.
No. You never had to use that connection. You know what? And to make it funny, she's going to college
did
now.
I already tell you that you have full permission to do whatever you want with the fact that my parents basically I lost my parents with no specifics at age 20?
Yeah, that's going to come up in season 2.
That's,
There's a reason why the book's like you.
Oh boy.
Looks like me!
That is absolutely funny.
I feel like I shouldn't be that happy about it, but hey!
Despite all the drugs and everything, at the start of season 2, your sister will be coming to Greece to get her PhD. To get her PhD in clinical psychology.
Great for her.
Okay.
She has.
I see
what she saw.
She was in college. That was a long college. How many times did she drop out? She was in college when we started the game.
Yeah.
So she spent a year and a half in rehab.
Yeah, of course.
So she basically her freshman year, her sophomore year, and basically half of her junior year she was in rehab. Then she finished her bachelor's degree. That's when she had the abusive ex that she eventually divorced. And that's at the time that season 1 finishes. She just got her divorce. She goes back into rehab. Again, I'm assuming Annabelle's been paying for the rehab because she can't pay for it. Probably got her own place
Yeah.
away from her ex.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably suggested moving to Greece.
yeah. So then she goes and gets her master's degree. And then she cannot find a doctorate's program in England that will allow her to do it because she was born a woman. So she applies to a school in Greece that accepts her despite being a woman to get her PhD in clinical psychology with a focus on addiction.
Because
Question.
in the 50s, we know Greece is doing better than the
Yeah.
rest of the world.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
In
Was,
some
was
areas,
she
of course.
partially inspired after the holiday special to become after she saw how well we were all doing after all of our therapy? She's like, wow, y'all are doing a lot better. I should help people.
She wouldn't be able to be in the holiday special. Because with that timeline, she would be in rehab.
Got it.
Mhm. She would have, that's a 6 months gap. She would have just been getting out of rehab. So unless Annabelle wants to say you left right before the holiday special and you were just bringing her now to Greece to have a moment, like a little vacation as soon as she got out of rehab.
I might have.
I mean, it's up to you. But she would have. Holiday special is taking place on the exact date of December 16th, because that's when the winter solstice would have been.
I
And that's
couldn't
what
drop her. She needs some better place to be.
her rehab would have ended on December 13th, which means you basically would have had to find a flight, get her a passport, get that printed. Also, because this is her 4th time in rehab, had to have signed a paper that you were taking all responsibility for her since you're taking her out of the country. Get that notarized, get that legal document finished. She probably needs an ID. She's been in rehab and doing drugs. Most things she mostly has is her student ID. So also get her a new ID on top of getting her passport,
I mean,
all within 24 hours to catch a plane.
Most of that I was probably able to do before she
Yeah.
was out of rehab. So most of that I did then.
Mm.
I just left
Okay.
whatever I need to do after she's out of rehab to do then. And yeah,
Can some of that
I mean,
be
nobody
why
can tell me
I
I cannot.
didn't go?
I mean,
No, go.
I did say you were doing forgery for Annabelle, I believe, in your little skip. So you could be you were
True.
forging her a passport.
I mean,
Sure.
the first few years I wasn't great at not doing it. So
Well,
that's why I'm making documents for Annabelle's sister. It's important.
To
yeah,
help her.
if
Yeah.
Because she needs a better life.
It's
But
forgery
yeah,
for good.
she'll probably eventually go back to America, promise everything is fine, and then eventually
England.
England and America. Wrong family.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what? Fuck it. She decides to travel the world a bit while doing her master's degree.
Why not?
She does like a year in America, then she's like, you know what? I want to go to Spain. Does another year in Spain and finishes off there. And then she just gets bored and then be like, hey, do you have an extra room that I could maybe live in for a while? I got a really fancy school in Greece.
And now we know what's gonna be on the top floor of the library.
Her bedroom. Yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of rooms. The house is huge. She can have a real room.
Yeah, but like if she lives in the library, it's basically her own private building up on have an entire floor to yourself.
Not
Sure.
exactly, because the basement of the library is my bedroom, I would imagine, because we wanted that to be soundproof also. So,
I mean, she
and
gets
some
the
of the
top.
equipment is fit way better if it's a basement.
Oh. So yeah, you basically give her the top floor. The only time you have to go through like her bedroom is if you ever need to get to the attic space. But like,
Yeah,
very rare is for storage. But she has the entire top floor to herself. She does
Yep.
pay you rent, but I feel like you won't allow her to take it, so she just slips money underneath your door every month for rent.
You're putting it into a trust fund for her.
Yep.
For when she graduates.
Yep.
Secretly, you're just paying the college for some money she gives
That.
you. Um, yeah, let's see. When she's in your care while doing her PhD, she has one final relapse.
We will help her through it.
Yeah.
And then after that, she fully beats her
Probably
addiction.
her relapse made me regret that I don't have access to the Book of the Raven anymore. Because there's a nice spell for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
Um,
might do harm, but it also might reset, and if she resets, she's no longer addicted.
so her original addiction was to opioids,
Of
which
course.
is painkillers, but in this time period, a painkiller would be what we would call in 2020 crack cocaine.
Yes, because that was apparently considered a painkiller back then.
Mm-hmm. So, originally, she started her addiction at the age of 13. Um, uh, I believe that would be
I
around the.
actually even earlier than that, probably, because she started getting in trouble after the loss of parents, which was when I was 20, and she's 9 years younger than me, so that was 11.
Um, well, the way I was thinking about it was just like basic like thefts and stuff, getting in trouble, getting the police
Mhm.
called. She broke her leg when she was 13. And the doctor's
Oof.
like, oh, we have this new painkiller. It's FDA approved. And then that
Mm.
started her struggle with crack
Yeah,
because they didn't realize it was hyper addictive. And they basically just gave a 13-year-old a mind altering drug.
great.
So then she started getting more in trouble because she started getting into gangs to get more of this painkiller. Um, she was probably sent to a you're in England. I believe that yeah, they had this was the time they were still using treat mental health patients with kindness before they went back to treating them like dogs and then back to treating them semi kind. So you
Yeah,
yeah.
generally, psychiatry struggled in Europe in most places. Well, not only in
Yeah.
Europe, but it
So
still
like
struggles.
you were lucky enough to send her to a psychologist for a while because you realized a normal person doesn't break their leg 6 times in 4 months.
Jesus fuck, that didn't even manage to heal before she broke it again.
Yeah, she wanted painkillers. So
Sadly.
she went to the first form of rehab when she was only 17. Um, I would say maybe Annabelle allowed her to feel like Annabelle, even while she was like in rehab in these like mental institutions to help with whatever the fuck was going on up there, um, she Annabelle was still like going to the school, like making sure she was doing her schoolwork, making sure she was reading. Because Annabelle's the gives me the idea of like women aren't supposed to be like as educated as I am. I'm not supposed to like run a library. I'm not like noble. Like you guys probably I feel like you guys come from like a working class family, so the fact that you're educated as well as you are as a librarian, I feel like that's something
That's
Annabelle like
probably
values. So even would force your sister to like still do schoolwork and read and do this other stuff even while off in like an
absolutely,
institution. Um
absolutely.
and then
She's in rehab. She has time.
she has time. She's in rehab. What is she doing? Beating an addiction and going to therapy? No, read a fucking book. Please
Why
actually
not
value
both?
people that go into rehab.
Also
They
that.
need all the support, but like also,
I mean, that takes her mind off things. She can as
yeah.
well read.
She got out. She got a boyfriend that eventually caused her second rehab. It is this point between the ages of 18 and 21 that she has her 3 kids. With a bunch of guys that
Darling,
basically
she's 9 years younger than me. She's 21 now. Oh, no,
she's 27 after the time skip.
24. I'm 35, so she's 24. 9 years.
Yes. So, she had kids as a teenager,
That's your
basically.
second blonde moment. You get one more before
I get one more for the
you.
rest of the night. Shush it. So yeah, your sister has her 3 kids. She graduates from her bachelor's program, which again, I feel like Annabelle's just like, you're in fucking college. I am sending you the papers and the prompts to your rehab facility. Also, don't worry why you hear screaming about me that we're being murdered. That's not important. Did you finish your homework?
And then she sends her birth control.
Also that, yes.
Yeah, and then during this little 5-year skip, it's just, calling her, making I do get to have my twins blonde moments, and I'm claiming that now. For those who do not get that, who knows if the Gauntlet is still, up while you're watching this, go watch the Gauntlet, especially like episode like 15 through 20, you'll understand. But yes, you've supported her. She's trying her best. Even while doing her PhD, she still sends like weekly like money to each one of her kids while she's working and paying her way through school. She's doing her best to improve her life and be like a good mother, but she is still under the understanding that while her kids are at the age where they're like I think the oldest would at this point would be almost 11. Her youngest would be around like the age of like 6.
If she's 24, then her oldest would be like 5 or 6. If she had him when she was 18.
Time skip
Yeah, but
ages.
if she had him when she was 18, 19, 20, and she's 24 after the time skip, right?
She would be 27.
Did we?
Right now?
Annabelle...
Hold on. Let me
We
pull
need to
out a
write this.
calculator.
Look.
I'm gonna write this
Annabelle's
down.
35. So
Look.
Annabelle was
The ages
30.
will not be canon in this. They will be absolutely correct in season 2.
We'll get.
Correct then.
I'm making this shit up.
As we can all agree, mathematics are hard.
Guys, if you want to know how bad I'm at mathematics, please go watch The Gauntlet. You'll see in real time.
Annabelle was 25 in season 1 or 20 or 30 in
30.
season 1. 30, okay.
That would make her 21 in season 1. Minus 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait,
so then plus 5 makes her 26. I was a year off, but she's 26. And you must wonder.
Her kids are 6, 7, and 8. If she had them 18, 19, 20, they're 6, 7, and 8. More or less, depending on where in the year they were born. But yeah, 6, 7, and 8.
Look.
So they're it's actually funny because we have a 5-year-old.
She was in no place to take care of them.
Yeah.
I'm good at math. I got this, y'all. You just let me know. I will.
Don't worry. My dyscalculic ass will fully make you do all the math.
I will. I don't mind. I like numbers. It's fine.
And right before we end this, and I do a quick summary.
If the kids are still up for adoption, I believe I know who Annabelle and twins will adopt when they finally decide to do it.
Oh my
they
God,
are
so cute.
Because I believe they went into adoption because with mother in and out of rehab, that's a better place for them.
Look, 3 kids that are normal in this house would be healthy.
All technicality, because you had a full-time job and next of kin, they would have offered the kids to you before sending them to
I was in no place to take care of kids right back then either.
So basically, if you fully want to say during the time skip, you could have moved your 2 nephews and your 1 niece. We'll say she had 2 boys and 1 daughter in with you guys because you're now stable. You own a house. You have a job.
Annabelle is still not into kids right now, but let's give it a year or 2.
I mean, you could do that, and they could be with their mother.
Oh,
now since you're
that makes sense.
I mean, you're taking
If she
in the
wants to, of course.
mother. I mean, she would love to be with her kids. She just knows she's not fully
No.
able to be a parent right now. So, you guys can
Don't
also
worry,
hire
they will have so many parents around
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam would absolutely support this. He would be on board. Like it's not.
So we have 3 more kids.
Yeah.
So in all
Oh,
total, there's
God.
5 kids in the
There's so
household.
many children. So many
So
children.
many ravens, so many frogs.
So,
5 kids. We're doing great.
Kayla, are you sure
That's how
Charlotte
we
doesn't want to
need
stay behind to take care of the kids? No.
Jesus Christ, I may have to.
Daphne and the twins will fully switch places to babysit the kids
Aw,
while you off
okay.
doing whatever you need to do.
Not to
So-
say worst case, can I just not have the second kid? How can we get second kid?
No, too late.
Damn it.
Nope.
Wait.
Nope, you've already fulfilled the prophecy. Cannot be taken back.
You can't
No.
unkid. God, that's not how children work, Kayla. Once you
You
have
can't,
them, you
like,
can't
unhave a
unhave
child.
them. Oh my god.
That's called a murder.
You
Look,
can't put them
none
back.
of this is technically canon yet. There's time.
No, it's canon now.
Yeah.
Can I unhave the child?
So
We haven't named him yet.
because of all the kids, Shirley going to college, Sam also at work most of the day, Annabelle teaching the kids throughout the day, and Charlotte, you also have to go through work throughout the
Which means
day.
I basically turned
I have a really, I mean, I have a
part
really
of the
flexible
library into
schedule,
fucking
though.
school by now.
Yeah.
Like Sam would
we
definitely.
we would have built off a
coordinating.
separate area.
Mm.
Once we
Yes.
realized.
So we also had to build a classroom.
Yes. You guys end up hiring 4 nannies, almost 1 nanny per kid.
No, two is plenty. That's too many. We need.
I mean, between your daughter and 3 other kids in different ages, and then the baby.
I feel like 2 is good for 5 kids. 2 nannies
Hold
for
on.
5 kids seems reasonable.
I think you forget the line of your daughter asking if she could shoot a crossbow.
Well, no, like that. She's special. Like the nanny. Look, a regular nanny cannot deal with that child. Okay, she can handle the baby, but Sophie
You know
requires
what?
special attention that we can't delegate to just anyone for their mental health.
To be
Annabelle,
honest,
our
you might
problem
have
and we're
just
gonna work
asked
with it.
me to vet the nannies to see if they will be able to take care of your daughter.
It's true. Yeah, you
with
have
your
to
new
interview them,
stats,
'cause-
roll me a cult.
Aww. Success.
You guys only end up hiring 1 nanny. She was recommended by General Constantine for one reason.
All right.
She has a ability called duplication.
Oh wait.
She's able
So
to
she can
duplicate her.
be in 5 places at the same time.
Yes.
Yes, but Sophie would. Oh gosh, she's got to duplicate that. Oh,
And
no.
also you have a
Oh, so-
secondary person helping take care of this.
It's a good,
Mistress
solid British nanny that Sam hired.
Mistress Crow
Mhm.
ends up also taking up a caretaker role.
Okay. Okay.
I have only one problem with the line that's duplicating, and that's the same problem Charlotte has right now.
Yeah, he didn't tell you she could duplicate until you hired her, and you found out a couple months later when you saw. Well, when I'll probably say it probably took Sam a moment to realize 5 different Fays asked for $20, and then you realized it was the same Fae that ended up duplicating themselves, and you just gave your daughter $100.
He's not stupid.
No. She did it when you were exhausted, and she knew that you were not paying attention because you were exhausted from work. That's how she got it around you.
That kid's way too smart.
$20. I don't think I would give my 5-year-old $20. Like, wait
What
a
about
minute.
cookies? What about cookies?
Cookies, yeah, definitely he would give her that many cookies.
Which means sugar rush.
Oh no,
then,
yeah,
like,
no, I like
after-
that. Cookies. She kept
After the
asking for
5th
cookies.
one, like he doesn't so much figure it out as he's like, I think you've had 5 now, and you need to go ask your mother for another one and tell her you've had 5, and then he's like goes to sleep because he's exhausted.
So she
from his
makes
day of
another
bowling.
duplicate that hasn't had one, and then it's that moment she goes to ask, and you see the nanny walking up with like 5 other fays held by
I
the
mean,
collar.
it's okay though, because if the duplicate has it's only like if we've only given 1 cookie to each duplicate, it's fine because they've only had 1 cookie each. So like that's
the point no because
okay.
if we allow her to get away with this, she's going to sit there and use it for worse things in the future. No, we have to stop this now.
Mhm.
I wanted to hire the nice, solid British nanny, but you guys wanted this one, and now I have to live with the consequences.
Because this one can keep
Ow.
watch of all of the 5 kids at the same time.
Can she keep
Oh,
track
you
of
don't
the
wanna
15
do-
she just made?
Probably.
And last thing, for shits and giggles, I'm glad I rolled that. Daphne does tell you one thing because she finds it funny about your kids' future. Throughout this time skip, mainly it's like right after the holiday special, so I'll tell you now. She fully, looks at Charlotte and it's like she's packing up, doing this thing. And she just goes, your daughter's love life will be exactly like yours. Lonely, a bit toxic, as well as she won't leave the house and stay in the library and send her duplicates to go on dates. So have fun with that, and then she leaves.
Don't tell me that.
Toxic.
Don't tell me that. Yeah.
Was it?
I mean, you
Love.
received a solution. She just needs to send her duplicates on dates.
Lonely and toxic.
At least it's not
God.
toxic to her, it's toxic to duplicates on dates, so she doesn't have to leave the library.
Oh
So she's an introvert.
I mean,
so
her
you're telling
love
me
life
I'm
is going
to
to
be a horrible mother.
no,
Okay.
her love life is going to be like yours, and that she sows her wild oats and then eventually settles down and is happy for the rest of her life. Nobody. Okay.
No, I get it. No, my only thought process, if you were to tell Charlotte that, there's probably a moment where Charlotte would be like, she's gonna find someone 20 years older than her. I know that
years older?
I know the time skips
no.
like that, but my thought process was stressed out mother go spiraling down.
Oh God, there were people I dated I should not have. Oh dear God, oh no. Oh God.
And this is the
Look,
moment
you had a hot
where
girl summer. It's fine.
this is the moment where self-fulfilling prophecy becomes a thing. By telling her not to do it, her petty ass, because of what she's learned from her mother, kicks
Says
in.
to go and do it. Oh
Don't date that person. They're bad for you. Watch me.
no.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh no.
No, don't worry. Even Daphne does actually come back. She just left that off with you to be like, oh, don't worry. Some guys will try to fuck with her, and let's just say, Jebediah is gonna have some fun.
Oh, God.
At least she has a pet raven that will look out for her.
Oh my gosh. Good.
The moment where Charlotte's just like, dude, I don't know if that's comforting, because it sounds like my daughter's gonna kill people and feed it to a bunch of ravens.
Oh God.
She's not gonna kill them. Jebediah might.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jebediah is not the stabby one. Jebediah is the kleptomaniac.
Oh, he learned how to wield a knife also, I believe.
And the last
yes,
thing
we probably over the years made a lot of custom orders to somebody to make weapons for the ravens.
So for shits and giggles, the last thing I'll do, let's see what all the 5 raven hatchlings had I'm calling them hatchlings, don't at me.
Wait,
as personality
they're
traits.
There are 5 ravens. There are 5 children in this house now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
1 for each kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So we
god.
know Jebediah is a kleptomaniac.
Makes sense.
The only girl likes to wield a knife like Daddy.
She gets another big knife.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The firstborn, which this one is Poe Jr.
Okay.
He has a calm temperament. So compared to the rest of his siblings, which are squawking and being a menace, like their parents, he is the only one that's like quiet, giving him the side eye, like shut the fuck up.
Hmm.
He also ends up bonding with the youngest of the Jarvis
Baby.
kids.
I mean,
It's
I
the
kind of saw that coming, even though you decided to roll for it, but that made sense.
yeah. The two of them just have staring matches ever so often.
Yeah,
They
they're
just
both like those two are the like Sam's best friends. Like he spends a lot of time with like because it's quiet and it's really peaceful, and
I love how
they
normal
definitely
kids
bond.
get dogs and cats, and these kids get ravens.
It's also
um
Sam's favorite raven because it's the quiet, like it's the chill one.
ooh.
Like it's not stabbing anything, it's not stealing anything. It's just existing. Like that's the one that Sam sneaks snacks to.
You know what? I am going to honor this one on a D100. Um so this one is Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, Bella's the one with a knife.
Yeah, and we
Because
don't
it's
know
the
who
only
she
daughter.
bonded with.
Yeah. So we have Charlie, the second. This I say the second born, but he's the second egg that hatched. Um, he was given a magical gift. I mean, what happens when you have a raven familiar and a little raven that was blessed by a deity of transformation to a form of a human
Oh.
with a chaotic personality.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
She
Absolutely
bonds
love it.
with the 8-year-old who takes right after his beloved aunt, who's always just like, so what you're telling me is we now live near a library in a mansion, moved halfway across the states, and the first thing I see is a 5-year-old screaming about wanting to shoot someone with a crossbow, a dad saying, "You're only 5, I'll teach you when you're 8," and the mother going,
God,
"Why?"
no.
And the mother questioning her sanity because her 5-year-old just used argumentative in a sentence and wanting to shoot a crossbow. A baby that's not talking, a bunch of ravens wielding weapons, and I'm just supposed to be okay with this?
Well, no, actually, this is perfect because this is why we did math because we determined that the oldest kid is actually 8 years old, so he can start his crossbow lessons.
If he wants to.
Yeah. And ends up severely, weirdly bonding with the chaotic human shifter raven. So it's just kind of like, I know you're behind me, trying to surprise me, but I am trying to read this book on, I don't know, advanced thermodynamics. Can you please get out of the tree before you get another headache for hanging upside down for 3 hours?
That makes sense.
They balance each other out.
Yeah, that works.
Um, the this is this Raven, which I completely forgot his name was. I'll watch the last episode again. Raven number 3 has the aggressive temperament, just like his daddy-o.
I remember there was one named Doomsday for some reason.
That might be this one.
This one's Doomsday. Doomsday has the same homicidal, instead of calling it aggressive, I'll say what it is. Homicidal personality as his father.
That's wonderful.
Well,
At least he's not the shifter one.
yeah. So, while, his father preferred weapons, he prefers dropping poisons in people's drinks. A more, not as, visual.
So as soon as I learned that there was a talk with everyone to not piss off that particular raven, or if you do, keep your food and drinks in your eyesight at all times.
No, he's just like Poe. He comes as very happy and like joyful, and just like Poe does, until mainly Annabelle gives him permission to poison someone.
Aww.
He is one of the ravens that will become one of your servants willingly.
Oh. I'm gonna be buying for him a belt with different vials so that he can keep the
Okay,
poisons
I
there
want
and use them
you
from there.
to realistically and logically tell me how you put a belt of poisons on a raven.
Easy. Let's say that's a belt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just like a scarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not exactly as a scarf. It can go under one of the wings.
Like a bandolier style.
Yeah.
Like crossbody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You asked for it.
Yeah, this is.
Why did I ask? Why?
You're gonna be asking yourself that question for the
Don't ask questions if you don't want answers.
Sure. Your Doomsday can have a bandolier of different toxins, okay?
He deserves it.
And then lastly, little old no. The one named after Charlotte. This is absolutely no, we've already discussed Charlie. This is Bella, the youngest of all the hatchlings.
The knife wielding one.
Yeah. Who also rolled a 1 on a die, so it also gets a very rare ability. Familiar ability. Let's see. Brother has
still 2 kids without ravens.
Yeah. Well, the youngest of your sisters bonded with a dog more than it bonded with a raven. One of them got a dog.
Is that kid even related to me? Congratulations, dog.
Okay, this is interesting. Bella, the youngest, named right after Grandma Annabelle, has a very unique gift.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Removal.
The what now?
Removal.
Explain?
When she was born, you just happened to keep the book of space near her egg because she was smaller. She hatched a couple months later than the other ones. You were taking personal care of the egg. Poe allowed you, and so did Mistress Co because they were worried, and they were like, "You're not a vet. Read books. That's just what you do." Because you left her so close to the book of space, it mutated the original ability she was going to be born with.
Oops.
Annabelle pretends it's an accident.
Yes.
she's able to erase something from space itself.
That's not great. I don't love that. I don't love that.
Oof.
And remember,
Ouch.
she's the Raven. Luckily, her temperament is. That was just her ability. Temperate wise, she got a good temperament. Her temperament is anxious.
Huh?
She wields a knife, but she's a very anxious bird.
Who can remove something from space?
Mm-hmm. No, that might be a little too powerful to give to a raven. I need to balance that better.
Yeah!
Um, yeah, that feels like a god ability. Hold on. No, I know what. She has only because this is somewhat better flavor wise, but also weaker. Temperature control.
That makes sense.
Um, which basically
And I'm
means she
assuming the
has
last of the kids from my sister bonded with Bella? Because that's the only
not
kid
yet.
without a pet by now.
Not yet. Bella has, at the start of season 2, still refuses to talk to any human. She got speech like her dad, but she usually stays up in the trees watching everyone. She's a very
Oh,
she's
Jesus.
her anxious temperament.
Oh God,
She
you
has
got
a
the emo one.
she has a very unlike the normal, curious nature of ravens. If you leave something out for her, she'll go and like investigate it and stuff, but it's something about just humans scare her. Though the
One of her brothers
youngest,
turns into a fucking human.
yeah, she
Doesn't that
refuses
help?
to acknowledge her brother in that form because it scares her.
I'm gonna have to teach the kid how to try and befriend her. That's gonna be the easier way around.
Yeah, she's anxious about that. You guys tried to give her food, and she panicked when you got too close. So then you left the food there. Then she looked at the food, and then she tried to taste it. Then she panicked, and then she coughed it up. She's just a very anxious bird. If it wasn't for Poe basically forcing her to do shit, she probably would have died. She's also the rut of the litter, so while the other ones are like full-size ravens, she's like small compared to her brothers.
She's just a baby.
Yeah, she's 5, just like her brothers, and yet she still acts like a newborn chick, scared of everything.
She's just a baby. I love this one.
This
You know
one is
what? Canonically, right after you put her back in the nest with the rest of her family, she fell out of the tree. She was fine, but ever since then, she's had a very anxious temperament.
Oh, no.
The little baby
Oh
got a
yeah.
little trauma.
Charlotte carries this one around in a sling.
I don't suppose they make psychiatrists for ravens, huh?
It's
No!
you. You're the Raven psychiatrist.
You're the Raven psychiatrist. No, but ever so often, when none of you are looking, it was really just you guys have caught it a couple times. The youngest, the middle child of your sister's children. We'll call him Logan. Why not? The youngest. Logan, middle name on care. Log on care. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's make it a meme like her mother, his mother. Ever so often he will go out there. I'm gonna make him. He's dyslexic. So out of everyone in the house, he reads first. He's supposed to be like in like the second grade, but he failed kindergarten twice before they realized he just has
I mean, don't worry,
dyslexia.
the kids are all homeschooled by now.
Yeah. Um, that ever so often he goes to like sit under the tree where she likes to keep her panic hole. And he just reads out loud, and you notice it kind of calms her when he's not reading to her, but Bella likes hearing him read.
Aww.
Oh,
They'll
that's
bond in time.
adorable. I love that.
In time, because that bed it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, so you have Doomsday Poe. You also have the one raven you never named in season 1. Has he earned his wings? Is he allowed to do the stab now?
Was he a good raven?
His behavior was absolutely perfect.
Then yes.
You also have two other
Perfect for Raven.
ravens.
To be
Yeah. Well, perfect for humanoid turned into a raven.
Yeah.
And the other one was the one you got after him. Not his best behavior. He's the raven that stays in the library that literally does nothing he's told to do until either you or Poe threaten him.
So he didn't earn his wings yet.
No, but he's also the one you recently turned, so he's like a bit salty about it.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
And the one you
Time.
turned, it's not like he's having bad behavior, but it's not good behavior. He's just kind of lazy, and you always have to like give him snacks to get him to do anything. I mean, he does it, but it's not like the best, but it's not like the worst.
So he's still earning his. But he's closer than the one that is still not doing great.
This one has a mentality to a raven. You're going to feed me. You're not going to let me starve. So like, why do I have to work my keep? You're going to feed me anyways. What? And if not, I'll just go with the other ravens and eat part of their food.
Good luck with Poe. And his kids, to be honest.
Yeah. So
Like,
there
music
you.
black.
Are you guys excited for season 2 with your new features, your
That'll
more
be great.
experience? 5 children in the household.
There's so many kids.
I don't.
You
And
have
most of them bonded with ravens.
Had I known this was going to be the result, I would have not fulfilled the prophecy.
Yeah, but you fulfilled the prophecy.
Yeah, but I am already attached to the baby, so it makes me happy.
Wait, are you literally going to name him Joseph Jebediah Jarvis? Is that the name, you guys?
Joe J. Jarvis.
JJ. JJ.
Oh, we can call it JJ because he's the baby. Okay, yep.
JJ.
Wait, no, hold on. I need this to know. Is he technically a junior if you're naming him after your dad?
No, he could be the second in theory, but nah, I don't think so since we skipped. Yeah, he's not.
Okay, good. You were like, I'm not going to torture my child that much.
No. Yeah, we're not like having little Samuel J. Jarvis II or anything. No. It is his dad's first name, but his dad's middle name was not Jebediah. It was something else that I have no idea what it was, but it wasn't. But it is a family name that goes back generations.
Maybe it's from the mother's side.
Yeah, maybe
You know
that's
what?
like their mom's dad.
You guys joked that he would probably hate the middle name Jebediah.
Yes.
If we end up doing a season 3 where all of the kids will be mostly 18, my plan is Faye is 19. That would make
if she's 19, then he would be 15.
15.
Yep.
And then the others being like 12, 13, and 14.
If you said she's 19?
Yes.
So they would be 20, 21, 22. They're all we have.
Oh yeah, I don't know why my
like,
brain said younger.
Oldest, it's like the 3 like 10, 9, 8 and then 7 and then like JJ
Actually,
really the baby.
I might
4 years
bump that
younger.
up and make him 18, which would make his sister almost 20.
she would be, so if he's 18, she would be, because there's like 4 years between them. If
3.
Okay.
No, 4.
So
4. Yeah, 4 is
yeah,
right.
so he's 18, she's 22, and the other 3 are 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
I have done way too much
Yeah.
backstory building.
Okay, look.
I'm the one that writes No, I write timelines. It's a thing. I will write us a timeline if I need to. I have a problem.
The siblings are very weird. By age-wise, they have 4 years in between them. Like, 18 and 21. But when you look at the way that they were born, it was literally 3 years and 10 months between the two of them. So there is that weird, awkward, 3 months.
Where they're 3 years apart instead of 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you will allow me, can Faye be born on Valentine's Day?
Yes.
If you're
Sure.
4...
I'm sorry, I shouldn't make that decision.
She technically would have been a preemie at that point, a month early. Which is fine, with a doctor living with you, doctors, magic, knowing Annabelle, if your preemie child was having an issue, would not think about consequences.
That's part of that's what happened. Like, Annabelle got a little too aggressive with, the age advancement spell to make sure all of her organs formed correctly. That's what she did.
That's why her intelligence like a 95 when she's 5
so
years
fast.
old. But
I told Annabelle this is going to be a great idea. We should do this. I trust you.
And so I'm guessing the two of you are celebrating 4th of July a bit too hard.
The baby was healthy. The baby was healthy. And hey, canonically, the 4th of July is Sam's birthday.
Which makes it even better because this means before you went into the hospital, you guys had sex in season 1 because you were in the hospital on your birthday.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. Like they were sleeping together by then.
Yeah,
I mean, it hadn't happened a bunch, but it was happening. Like,
apparently not.
Well, I mean, they were doing other stuff. Like, it's not they couldn't have like just a recreational couple of days. Like, it was in between almost dying.
She's fate documents for you, so she does know your birthday. So in theory, it was a
happy birthday.
No, you did not have the fates until afterwards.
No, but
Kayla.
she forged Sam's documents.
Oh, that is true. You would have
like
seen
way
Sam's
early, yeah. So she would have known Sam's birthday, yeah.
So fully had sex, spell misfire, PTSD attack, Sam gets shot by your brothers who panic, trying to figure out to make an excuse why he needs emergency care. You end up pregnant.
It's fine. But the important thing is they do get married before they fight. They know she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not a shotgun wedding. It's
not a shotgun
rushed,
weapon.
Okay. Not a shotgun.
Also dates for 6 months and gets married.
Yeah, I mean, that you know what? They're worse. Like, it's not 6 months.
At least they did off and on for 3 years.
Yeah, like they've known each other for a long time. Yeah, so it is not as and yeah, they're good. Yeah. They're good, and they've gone to a lot of couples counseling together because Charlotte asked, and Sam would do anything for Charlotte.
So, just before we go, I'll keep with the future thing, and then we'll go, so you guys can get an idea of all the kids in the future, because I feel like you guys want that. Let's have a wholesome moment towards the end.
We do that?
We're not in game, and I can do whatever I want. So let's start with Jebediah. JJ ends up not liking the first name Joseph and goes by his middle name Jebediah.
Wait, what?
He rolled a. I wanted to see his hatred for his middle name. He rolled a 4. He absolutely loves his middle name, so he goes by Jebediah.
They call him JJ until he's old enough to complain about it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then his mother's gonna be so fucking happy about that.
Yeah, but remember, my brother's name is Jebediah. my raven's name is also Jebediah, so the confusion.
Yeah.
She he graduates at the top of his class in high school. Well, basically, that's what Annabelle told him. Main reason because he got the highest scores. Um, he ends up taking after his father and pass it. Well, it's the 50s. It's weird. When he was a sophomore in high school, Annabelle helped him to apply to law school. So when he graduated high school, he also graduated with a law degree at the age of 18. He works with his father in the PI office as his father's legal aid.
Yeah, you could use a legal aid.
That's wholesome.
That's cute. Oh, nice.
Well, that's until the prophecy that involves him and his sister,
Oh, well,
takes effect. But they get a couple wholesome years. Faye, who absolutely started to despise the name Sophia,
That's fair.
also goes by her middle name Faye. Not only that, but she got that nickname very easily because she became known as she embraced the idea that her mother comes off as ditzy and so does her Aunt Daphne. So she embraced it so people would get close to her. And then she would stab them or take their head off and then feed them to her ravens.
What the shit?
No, she.
Well, that's the villain of season 3 right there.
No. She is surprisingly, she becomes a secretary. Main reason because she's the only one that will deal with people's shit. She'll get a phone call like, I've called 5 times for a meeting, and she'll be like, oh, and I bet you have blonde hair right now. And you're wearing wonderful shoes with a beautiful jacket that your husband just bought you that you recently got married to 4 years ago. Am I correct? Oh, how do I know this information? I just took a wild guess because I just heard your entitlement over the phone. Now, I'm going to assume you live in the suburbs at exactly 314 Eastway Drive. Your bedroom is the one on the top floor towards the right, which you share with your husband, who usually doesn't get home until 10 o'clock. Now, do you wish to restart this phone call with the proper tone, and do I need to continue?
Yeah. Surprised she didn't start her own business.
No. She finds that boring.
Fair.
She ran a very successful lemonade stand when she was 13 and business bored her after that. She does that part-time, then also works with her wonderful Aunt Belle, which she has never got out of the habit of calling Belle. But the reason why she goes by Faye is a bunch of middle schoolers when she was in middle school. Well, was being homeschooled, but she wanted to see what actual school was like, so Charlotte allowed her to go to like public school for a semester. That was until she spray painted in pig's blood against the wall that they were all going to hell. Like, she used hell if they keep disrespecting powerful women, and that she will personally see to it herself, and she signed it.
Sam not. He's just like, this is why we're homeschooling. I don't even know why you're surprised.
Did you take my good spray gun? What? Do you know how hard it's going to be to clean out the blood from? Oh, God.
See, I feel like Sam's in that idea of like, I'm proud of you.
No, he's just not surprised.
Don't do vandalism.
Like,
honey, the trick is to not get caught.
Sam hears that and he's like, I'll be in the shed.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. You always. You know, if you spent a little less time in the shed and more time actually helping me discipline our daughter, maybe we wouldn't have these incidents.
I told you when she was 13, she was yours. I did the discipline for 12 years.
Actually, no. Dad did a lot of discipline, and that break the law. Even though it would be so easy and fun
she's
too.
not supposed to do it, so I've done my job. I can't I can't stop her. Look, you should really be having this conversation with Annabelle, who gave her the serum in the bottle. That's who you should be angry at right now.
No, but despite
You're
her having
banished to
this,
your office for a week. You're grounded, and I don't know what to do with you, Annabelle. There's something I will figure it out later. I'm going to get a drink.
I mean, you could just ban Annabelle's magic from working on the grounds of the house. You have that key that allows you to do so.
Yeah, that may be all I could do.
Yes, but
Sophie's second birthday, Sam starts buying like weekly massages. Like he just buys a membership for Charlotte at a good salon. He's like, just one day a week. Just one day a week. It's for the best.
Despite picking up this very, fashion forward, sass, dry humor that she gets from her parents, which she is a weird, perfect blend between the two, with a little bit of the morbid darkness from Annabelle. She ends up becoming an activist, actually, and helps do the one of the Greek rights movements in the time when she's older. Though she does get an arrest record because of it.
Okay.
But also her brother is always able to get her out of going to jail.
I mean, that's fine.
That's why you have a lawyer in the family.
And it's just kind of like, hey, Deb, I got arrested again for protesting naked with a sign that said,
your sister needs you again.
In front of a legal place that said that was trying to take away our rights as women, and it was peaceful, and technically all my body parts were covered. That is against the law. Can you and it's just like, I just got you out of jail last week.
Okay, I didn't know. Do one of Annabelle's nephews or niece become a doctor, or like is that something that I'm like, do we have another kid to have a doctor just because Faye is going to get messed up?
I mean, maybe the doctor will also have kids. Maybe we don't have enough children in this household.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Faye is her alignment is a true neutral. Like, she's not gonna go outwardly try and kill people, but she doesn't go like out of her way to be exactly to obey the law. It's more the fact she just exists, and like I said, she will go streaking nude in the streets to prove a point to the government.
I can't even be angry about this.
And I was about to say, not like her mother wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she takes after her mother in that point. But she's also but she takes after her father's like lovable dry wit. So like that's her redeeming quality. Like she'll go out in the nude, but also she'll like stop to like give a hungry child bread.
Aww.
Okay, we did something right.
But then like her aunt, if she's seeing someone getting mugged and she's just like, I can't help that, she might just watch. So like maybe, I mean, she's not exactly a good person, but she's not a bad person. She's a weird mixture between the three of you.
Oh Jesus, that's one fucked up kid.
Yeah.
Oh no, she has high test scores. She's extremely intelligent.
Yeah, you can be smart and fucked up.
Yeah.
It's more the fact that intelligence is her curse.
Oh.
It's not that she lacks emotional reasoning. She has it. She like her mother, It's more of the fact she has a hard time relating to other people.
Hmm.
So, like, she understands emotions, she can regulate her own, she just doesn't understand other human beings. Um, some people might say she's just mentally ill. I'm joking. Some people might diagnose her with autism. I'm not going to say she does. I don't feel comfortable giving her autism as an because I don't want to play that kind of character. That just feels wrong for me. Though, like, she could. She could have autism. She could also have like iriconia, which is just the lack of um logical empathy, which is just a lack of empathy for others. And then the eldest of the group, um, we're gonna name him Ty. I mean, that's what he goes by. His full name is Tyre. Tyre, like literal Tyre, Tire.
Or Tyre, Tyre, like the city in Greece.
No, it's like a car tire. That's what he's named
Okay.
after.
I mean, as we established, his mother was not in the best place when she had kids.
That's fair.
His
Bless his
name
heart.
is Tire and Care, which is a pun on tired and care. Um,
Have I mentioned I hate
he is
puns?
the serious one with the shifter raven. He he goes and gets his PhD. So he's a doctor, but
Okay.
he is a physicist.
Oh, that's so
He gets a
nice.
doctorate in physics. Um,
It's wonderful when his aunt is breaking laws of physics like every other day.
really good at math.
mhm.
He's gonna love the fact that laws of physics don't exactly seem to have much of influence in his house.
Yeah, he had, but he does have a minor in occult studies.
Figures.
It was a
Yeah.
rebellion degree. He was like, okay, you know what? There's a lot of weird shit that happens in the South. So I'm going to stick to the things that we know and that we can calculate with formulas.
He's the logical one.
Yeah.
In the kids. Logan, the middle child, does eventually end up bonding with little Belle.
Mm,
Um, though he kind of takes after his mother. He stumbled a bit as a teenager.
others.
He wasn't like in rehab like his mother, but it was more the fact he didn't know his place in the world. But he eventually becomes a he kinda takes after his adoptive dads and actually ends up joining the circus as a ringleader, as he ends up having a very special connection with animals.
Aww.
Mhm. And he
I mean,
takes
on one side, nice. On the other side, I am so against animals in circuses.
yeah, says the one whose character is married to circus performers.
That doesn't mean we are for animals in circus.
You don't have
Yeah,
to have
that's
animals.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though
I am not against
he
humans in circus. I'm against animals in circus.
though he is very weird in the field as the fact of none of the animals he takes care of is he eventually runs a circus in Greece where his circus is what he calls it is just a very fancy zoo.
That's
But he
better.
calls it a circus because he did teach the animals like tricks and stuff. But
Aw.
it's like what they do. So like whenever like kids come, like the little animals do like tricks for But I mean, he was educated by Bell and knows that circuses have a lot of animal cruelty. So while running this zoo slash circus for kids and people, he also becomes a activist for animal rights. And then the youngest of the three, the only girl, Um, she is. Her name is Jane. Jane Doe Care. Um, she was named Jane Doe because right after the mother was born, her your sister left the hospital and nobody had a name for her except for a last name because they had the mother's record, so they named her Jane Doe Care. And that is a play on Jane Doesn't Care. Um, though, while her love life is a lot like her mother's, it was never stable. She does have a very happy house with her and her two kids. Um,
The kids are
she
having kids and not repaired.
she is like she's like
Too soon.
into her 20s and this like heartwarming ending like for the kids.
Yeah.
She does surprisingly take really good as a baker as she opens her own bakery. And she lives there with her two kids doing the best for it, and she ends up getting a culinary degree.
Oh.
Um, and she invited you all there, and within her speech, she thanks her aunt, Annabelle Blakely, as well as her. She calls you Aunt Charlotte and Aunt and Uncle Sam, even though like
Okay.
you guys are cousins, but like technically to her, you're the sibling of adopted dad, and then you married
Our
sibling of
kids
adopted
call
dad.
Annabelle aunt, and technically
Yeah.
they're not related when the kids are born,
Yeah.
even by marriage. So
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
And they don't have to open it.
She thanked you all in her graduation speech. And that is that in she was the only one left in foster care before her aunt came and got her.
Oh.
She also ended up being the most sickly out of the three. Um, Nobody knew why, but in modern day terms, she has an autoimmune system disorder. Um, so, but she basically lives her life very happy with her two kids. She doesn't want to date. She's content with her life. She runs a bakery where that she named Blakely Li- Blakely Livings, so that way it sounds like baked by life is what she named it, but she didn't want to call it baked by life, so she used her last name to make a pun. She's the only one out of the siblings that fell in love with puns like her mother did. But yeah, I hope you like the little heartwarming, future for the kids.
So nice. Hopefully we get to live to see it.
Yeah,
You see.
and if we have a season 3, it's all about following the kids, fulfilling the prophecy that was given to you guys in season 1 about them.
Oh boy.
Right, well, we're gonna go. I have 30 minutes to write this paper and eat.
And then we have
Again,
another game because hey,
don't know when you're watching this, but watch the Gauntlet if it's currently going. If not, watch the VODs.
Watch
I
any
think
of
it's
our
gonna be
VODs.
going. Don't worry.
Watch
You don't
any
know.
of
They
the
could be watching
VODs.
this in 30 years. I don't think Gauntlet's gonna be running for 30 years.
We'll see.
I will be 50 if we're still running it in 30
I
years.
will be 60.
Ladybug Jr. has taken over as DM.
Our
Bye.
children are finishing the Gauntlet.
I don't plan on having any, but hey.
Neither do
Okay.
I yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so I hope you like this little sneak peek into season 2, some future ideas for the children, and enjoyed coming on this long run. Now, keep out, because the wonderful doctor will have his own session 0, where you get to meet someone
And
That'll
also,
have
Whispers, you do realize you were using the background for your Gauntlet character the entire
I
time.
just
No,
realized
I
this.
realized. I thought it was intentional. I was like, I'm not gonna say
We are
nothing.
just
It's fine.
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Sick brain.
You ruined the outro. I'm not gonna start over. You'll learn something about the doctor that is going to make the players question if he's really on their side. Is he good or is he bad? A clue that you'll have to find out in his session 0. The party.
I mean, if he's bad, that's gonna be a very short story for him.
I mean,
Nah, he's not bad.
It like depends on relatively. Like
I mean,
none of us are without sin. So
Are we good people? I don't think we're good people.
we're
I
not
am
bad
not.
people. We are. Sam is neutral good.
Mhm.
Charlotte is
Look.
probably true. Charlotte and Annabelle are both probably true neutral. Sam's good though. Like, and you guys are not bad. You're just
Not good.
chaotic. Yeah, y'all are chaotic neutral. I take it back. I said neutral. No, y'all are chaotic neutral.
So it's not that bad intentions, bad story. It's more of a fact you've already had suspicions on a character that is a bit similar to this one. And that is the little thing that I will give, even though I know you, Annabelle, will go watch the VOD once it's released.
Go. I will just
um,
probably also put it on my Google G Drive and send the links to the other two because
Oh,
why
don't
not?
worry, I'll send it to you too as well. But anyways, please come back. We'll have our holiday special, I
I
believe,
still
December.
need to watch the Sam special.
Is that Bray?
Okay, can I finish the outro finally, Ladybug? Are you gonna keep interrupting the outro?
I love this.
I'll interrupt. I'll fight you, Spectral Voice in the Sky. I'm getting into Alistair mood right now. I'll fucking fight you. Anyway.
Good night, everyone!
Good night, everyone. We'll see you back December 2nd for a holiday special, and season 2 should start February 17th. There we go. You did not interrupt me. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.